I'm doing okay. Yourself?
Not too bad. How's it going, Clarion? So just so everyone's aware, Harry will not be here today. I don't know if you all saw in the chat. And
Yep.
again, Eldane said he would be here. I don't see him on. So I'm wondering. If he misses again, we might have to fill in the blank. It's gonna be a little rough. I'm not gonna make you guys go through this portion without a cleric, so Harry will be present.
Hopefully, neighborhood druid shows up.
Yes, I do hope he does. I just messaged him again. It doesn't look like he goes to mobile, so. It's pretty early where he is, but I don't know. We'll see.
Do you want someone else to run parry, or are you gonna run parry?
I'll run parry. It shouldn't be a problem. He will just be the quiet gnome cleric. Anyone have any questions before we start?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Need a refresher on where we left off.
I do it every session.
Okay.
We're outside a creepy warehouse on a creepy street.
That is correct.
Okay.
But I will recap for everyone.
About to piss off a powerful guild, probably.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. Make sure I can get everything all set up here. Since I have a bajillion notes. Okay, so is everyone who should be here? -2, unfortunately.
I'm gonna give him 2 minutes. I'm gonna go make a glass of water.
Yeah.
Might as well get a drink then too.
Absolutely.
I did mine before the session.
Look at you planning ahead. That's unfortunate if he doesn't. He says he'll be here. That's what he said yesterday when he messaged. Might have to look for an extra.
I was gonna say like he's not in a totally like different time zone type thing.
Oh, he's in Australia. He's in a way different time zone. And that's why I'm wondering if it's difficult for him to be here at this time frame. But I mean, I had mentioned the time frame in the day prior to the start of this, so you know, commitments can't be helped, I guess. It's currently Monday morning there, so.
Like, is he like 3 a.m. Monday morning or like 7?
10? No, it's 10 a.m. Monday.
Is he like trying to play like while at work or something?
I don't think I would have been cool with that if that was the case. I don't ask into the personal justification as to why he can play. I just stated a date and a time, and he said yeah, and I said okay.
Yeah, it was a bit odd. I was surprised if he was in Australia. He was able to play in the middle of the day, but
I mean, everyone has their own.
Well, yeah. I just meant like I don't know, like
No, like obviously, like yeah, it's like for us, I think 10 a.m. Monday morning. I think I'm at work type of thing, but
Yeah.
obviously he could work nights and whatnot and shit like that.
Yeah. So I mean, the last session he apologized, said there were some
Yeah.
personal things he had to take care of, but it might be a recurring theme here, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't
Yeah,
leave or anything.
maybe
He did pretty good.
maybe he'll pop in while we're playing. We will see. Okay, so last we left off, the 5 of you, because we'll imagine that. Well, it was 4 because Eldane was off doing something at the time that Volo had spoken with you. But Volothamp Gedarm had approached you all at the Yawning Portal, letting you know that a very close friend of his named Floon Blagmar had gone missing. He had given you a short rundown on a time frame of where he was, things they were doing, that they were having drinks over at the Skewered Dragon, a local tavern in the Dockworld. Agreeing to Volo's quest to go find Floon, you had traveled through the Dockworld, coming across a little bit of violence in the streets that was currently being cordoned off and taken care of by the City Watch. The music's too loud for anybody, please let me know. Probably have to adjust mine a little bit. And after passing by the investigation, you happen to walk past a small shop that seemed to have been still lit during this hour of the night, and found your way over to the Skewered Dragon, where upon talking to the barkeep there, found out some disturbing information that Floon and another friend of his had both left the Skewered Dragon at the same time, and almost immediately followed by 5 men. At that point, you guys were persuasive enough to find out that the same 5 men who are regulars of this tavern frequented a warehouse over on Candle Lane, and you set off to investigate that street. So on your way there, you had asked for directions from the City Watch themselves, and were guided in the right direction, making things a little smoother. You've approached now on Candle Lane, and you've noticed that these buildings are very tall, the street is extremely narrow, and it is extremely dark, all except for a single flame that is burning in a broken lantern at the end of the street. And last we left off, you were standing before this warehouse as the light was shining from the lantern onto the warehouse. So you stood before a 2-story tall warehouse here in this darkened alley known as Candle Lane. The light of the magical flame still gently burns behind you, illuminating the front of this building. Behind the tall steel fence and across the yard, you can see a large metal sliding door of the warehouse, and above that, the large symbol of a black winged snake that almost looks like it's flying in the light, in the way the light dances off of it. And to allow you guys to see this now, let me know if you can see it.
and
Awesome. So this is the symbol that you guys see that is emblazoned on the warehouse door. What would you guys like to do?
do any of us recognize this symbol except for the brawl in the street? Like I know we saw it before earlier, but
You
Would
guys. Oh, are you like who the symbol belongs to?
I'm sure.
Go ahead and make a history check. Anyone who's proficient in it. I think I need to adjust my settings. Yeah. Ooh, nice rolls. So, Talum and Calarian, the two of you would recognize this symbol, even though you're not from here. Tizio is probably off thinking of other things at the time, but you recognize this as the symbol of the Zentarum. For more or less, you guys understand it to be a thieves guild that operates all across the Sword Coast. And they are widely known for their undermining of laws and transporting of goods, and almost swords for hire in a sense. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Nope, you're good. I just wasn't sure because I made a change on my settings, so I didn't know if I messed it up. Yeah. So having recognized the symbol, you guys can see that this warehouse is behind a large steel fence that has an open yard, maybe about 20 or so feet across before it reaches the front of the warehouse. And looking directly at the warehouse, you can see that there is a large sliding door for the warehouse for shipments. You can see that there is a small window that seems to be just a little bit above eye level, and near that is also a standard looking door. But there you guys are in the street looking out at this.
Are there any obvious people around? Like guards or anything?
Make a perception check.
Can I assist or roll as well? I was going to ask that.
You can give them advantage, or you can both roll. It's your choice.
Well, depending how dark it is, I probably have disadvantage.
Well, currently where you are standing, this portion of the street is illuminated by that single flame that's flickering from the street lamp that's in the center of the street.
Oh, okay.
So you it's not completely like bright daylight, but there's enough light for you to make out and discern shapes and things. So if you're looking in the immediate area, it would be just straight roll. 17. You are looking around here, and about this time of night, the travel time back and forth through the dock wards, it's probably getting pretty close towards midnight. You're not seeing anyone on the street or walking around. You look up at the windows in the houses, and lights seem to be turned off. You notice that not all of these houses on this lane look habitable. A lot of them have boarded and broken windows. Door hinges are cracked and falling to the side. You get the sense that this street might not be primarily used as a residential area anymore.
And we think that guy might be in there, right? 'Cause this is like the operating place of the people who took him.
You were told by the barkeep at the Skewered Dragon that when he, Floon, and another person that they were not too happy with, named Raynar, when they had left the Skewered Dragon, 5 men that frequent this building rushed out after them, and none of them have been seen since.
Okay. Said like a 20-foot span with a steel fence in front of it.
Yeah, and as you're looking around the surrounding area for people, you notice that the steel fence isn't completely shut off with no entryways. You see that there is a gate that opens up into the yard. Do you want to go check it and see if it's locked or anything like that?
Sure.
So yeah, so as you approach the front of the gate there, you see it's just wrought iron gate. Maybe the bars are about inch or two thick. Gates maybe about 10 feet high or so, and you reach up to the main gate there, and you gently push on it, and it does not appear to be locked. It appears to be open.
You guys ready to head in? I guess.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys step into the center yard there, and as you guys make your way across the yard, again you can.
Before we, I apologize. Before
Yeah.
we start crossing, can I take a look around to see if anyone's following us?
Sure, make a perception check. Well, which is what I thought you were doing previously when Talum actually.
I was looking for a guard, like outside the building.
Oh, like a watch guard. Okay, I misunderstood. No. So when you were looking out at the building for any kind of guards or things like that, no. The building itself, all the lights are there. There's no light emanating from the building. You're not seeing or hearing any noise coming from within the building. It seems to be fairly quiet, at least from where you guys were beyond the yard outside the fence. If you are looking for people, or like people within the building, or people on the street, you said.
He was looking for tails, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, saying how we came from the same place that they came from. Perhaps someone heard us talking about them and decided to kind of follow us.
Okay. You guys, before you start making your way through the yard, you just turn around, just kind of glance back down the street. You get a good sense that you don't feel like you were followed. You seem to be alone for the moment on this street.
Can I real quick cast light on a ball bearing and leave it in its little pouch so I can grab it later?
Light lasts for a minute, so yeah.
An hour.
Light lasts for an hour? Yep. You can totally do that. And just tuck it in. Yeah, not a problem.
I think the coast is clear, guys. I'm not seeing anyone coming up behind us or anything like that.
Do we try the big door, the little door, or the window? What's the plan?
Is the window like we have to like climb something to see or anything like that, or is it like height level?
So the window is slightly for you, Tizio. The window's probably about maybe a foot and a half up. You can see it from where you're standing, but obviously your perspective would be up towards the second floor of this building if you were looking at it at an angle. But as you look at it from, are you guys outside of the yard, or are you guys walking into the yard, getting closer?
I think we walked in, right?
Oh, okay. So as you guys are getting closer and just quietly inspecting the area, you notice that the window is completely blacked out. But go ahead and make a investigation check for me.
Who do you want to do that?
Tizio, because he was looking at the window. Okay. You notice a couple things. For starters, the glass window that you're looking at right now, while it appears to have been painted over or obscured in some way, you do notice that it's like those old-fashioned cellar windows that just kind of pop open, and it actually swings from left to right, facing out into the yard. Currently looks locked as far as you can tell. Looking around at the warehouse door and following suit with the main door, you get the sense that all three of these have been locked, with the main door itself having the warehouse door itself having a large iron chain with it and a lock.
I'm gonna go ahead and relay that information to the rest of the team. And it's not something where I can try unlocking it from the outside, correct?
You're pretty good with figuring out the mechanical workings of a lot of things. And especially with that investigation check, it's totally possible to pick any of these three, if you have a thieves tool set with you.
I do have thieves tools, actually.
Nice. Yeah, so you can definitely attempt to pick one of them if you so wished. You can see on the main door is just a standard keyhole, so as a standard key would open up the main door. The larger warehouse door, it has a heavy chain with a padlock on it, essentially. And the window itself, even though it swings outward, you feel that if you were to get up high enough, you could probably wedge something thin in between the window frame and pop the small latch that's probably on the side.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do the window real quick.
Okay, it's a little high up for you, so
Can one of
obviously.
you guys give me a boost?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, easy enough. As Talum just says, sure, and looks over at Kalaria, and Kalaria just kind of boosts you up a little bit. Go ahead and make a dexterity check with your thieves tools. You're proficient with them, I assume, right? So it would be dexterity plus your proficiency modifier. Oh yeah. So very deftly and quietly, as Kalarian is lifting you up with one foot, you're just kind of balancing your weight against the wall, and you pull out your thieves' tools, and you find that small metallic thin piece of iron that you have, and you just slide it in between the window frame, and you just gently, carefully, just kind of lift it up, and you can feel the weight on it as you're lifting, as the latch just pops off to the side. The window does appear to be large enough to climb through, but it is now open, and it kind of swings open a little bit in your direction.
I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and hop on in. Is it dim light or is it well lit in here?
If you're gonna try to peek into the room, make a perception check for me. Okay. Peering down into the side of the warehouse here, it is completely dark. You are not seeing anything other than large crates and barrels that have been scattered all throughout the building from directly below you where you're looking. You do, with your passive perception, I believe. Double check yours.
Oh, you wanted me to add that to my name, right?
It's fine. I have a little note for you. 12. So yeah. So as you're peering in and looking down, you're not seeing any physical people in the building, but you do hear a faint rustling and what sounds like some kind of scavenging, rummaging inside the building. But they don't seem to have heard you.
Would it be easy enough to climb, or do we need a rope?
You don't need a rope. I mean, if Kalarian kind of boosts the two of you up, you'd be able to kind of flop over and in. It's like jumping a high fence. You can get a bit of a little running start and try to pull yourself up. Might be a acrobatics check for one of you, but if you're helping the others, you can manage it. I'd imagine Kalarian would kind of shove you guys in, and he would just try to jump up. He's pretty tall, actually. He might be able to make it. You're about, what, 6 foot, Kalarian?
6.5.
Yeah. You can just kind of hop up if you needed to. Shouldn't be too much difficulty for you guys. Perry would be the only one that you would have to really help in.
Well, I guess when he poked his head in, I tried to go up and follow him in.
Okay. And you guys just want to drop down in the center there?
Sure.
I'm asking. It's up to you guys. Are you guys trying to be quiet about this, or you guys just dropping in?
I would try to be quiet, since obviously it's not a place where I should be in.
Sure. So anyone who feels like they're trying to be stealthy, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
I'm not great at stealth.
I know, it's rough.
That's what the party rules for stealth are for.
Yeah, that's what group checks are for.
Want me to roll stealth as well then?
Or,
technically, I'm still outside.
You are, but
Are
I
we
mean,
all in?
You guys are making your way in, so this stealth check would be
Oh.
you guys trying to climb your way into the window.
I see.
Make one for,
And actually, I believe I have a disadvantage for stealth checks for my armor.
yeah, I think Perry also is at disadvantage. Let me double check his. Oof, not even. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. So, as you guys jump into the window here, with a few thuds as your boots hit wood, you quickly start to scan the area. Perry kind of hobbling in last, or well, Calarian would be last. I imagine he shoves in Perry. You notice that this room here is completely covered in boxes and barrels, and you can see dirty rags and cloths that are all scattered about the room here. Also inside, that
Is it really dark in here?
It is dark in here. There was light hitting the yard, but now that you were in here, there is no light source.
I'm flying blind here, guys. I can light it up, but that would kind of give away our position.
It's true. Where in the world did I put that note? Ah, yes. So, as the group of you start piling in through this window here, boot hitting wood, you look around and Tizio, you were the first one in, I believe, correct? You can see on the right side of you, you're actually looking at this warehouse. It's a bit of an L shape from the window that you jumped in, so you can see the back wall, or one of the walls of the building directly ahead of you, about maybe 20 or so feet, and then to the right it looks like it is an L pointing to the right, and you actually see rummaging through a lot of this equipment and gear, breaking open boxes and crates. Let's see, where put it again. Brain. Yes, you can see 4 short avian creatures with these long beaks and black feathers that look over in surprise from where they're currently standing in the middle of the warehouse. Each of them is wearing a hooded cloak and has a short sword. And so I will need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative for me as I drag you over.
Oh, cool. You already have our tokens.
Yeah, I try. I imagine your token for the hawk is not out yet.
Yeah, I don't think he would be apparated.
Yeah, and Calarian is not currently here, so we will move him.
No, I'm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep. Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant Eldane. So go ahead and let me give you guys a little bit of vision on the inside here.
The red bars are health, right?
Correct. Blue is AC, orange is spell save DC. I'm going to go ahead and reveal this area for you, as you guys are now in here. Obviously, it's dark for Talon because he is completely blind by this.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. And I assume you guys can see the tokens here as well.
We can? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and get the initiative set up. And if I can have everyone roll initiative for me.
Oh, what? It just went away.
Well, it went away. I cleared it, so you should see the tracker.
Do I keep my second roll or my first roll?
Would you roll the first time? 17? Just keep the 17. You can edit it.
Yeah, I was just asking.
I wouldn't make you take a crappier roll, especially if you had a good one.
I'll take the 2. It's fine.
As soon as Discord lets me change the music. Oh, well, that's fun. There it goes. There we go. And then let me roll for these awesome guys. Other question would be, can you guys see numbers underneath the tokens for the enemies?
We
Yes.
can see the numbers.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if I had done that right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and roll for one of these bad boys. He rolls terrible. All right, and I will need to roll for parry. Okay. Perfect. So, with that, you guys drop down in the center of this room. Completely dark for Talon. He can't see anything. Actually, Calarian also can't see anything either because he doesn't have dark vision. But Tizio and Perry, you guys drop into this room here, and you can see these four short, wing-like avian creatures with these long beaks, almost kind of reminiscent of some kind of flightless raven. And they all seem extremely startled by your presence. What do you guys want to do?
Are we in initiative then?
Yes, we are. You are up first, Talon.
I don't know if this is my action or free action, but I'll take the ball bearing out of my little pocket and drop it to the floor.
I'd say it's a free action. Just kind of pull it out and just toss it to the side. So that's fine. So you do see. Just make a general dexterity check for me. See how far you can lob it.
Oh, I was fine with just dropping it.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So you will get. Let's put a little radius near you.
I believe it's 30 feet bright, 30 feet dim.
Yeah. So we'll just give you a little 30-foot bubble around you. So that area for you is illuminated. Also for you as well, Calarian.
Well, can I see in dim light? Like, I don't know how that works.
Well, I mean, in dim light for you, you can make out simple shapes and stuff. Things that are trying to hide would have a higher, cover AC, but you would still, it wouldn't be a complete disadvantage.
Okay, I see. I'll go ahead and just fire a firebolt at the one I see.
Go for it. Roll for an attack.
Yeah.
Oof.
that hit.
Yeah. Just in the rush of seeing this bird creature, now that it's lit up, you go ahead and release the firebolt and just kind of sears off to the side, breaking one of the boxes open. And you watch as these shoes start tumbling out the side.
Cool. I'll just stay where I'll move over one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Moving on. Oh, everyone rolled pretty low, huh? So we see Perry's just kind of assessing the situation and wondering why the battle music stopped. So that's fun. Sorry about that. Hopefully that'll kick back in a second. Perry will just go ahead and charge forward and attempt to engage with the nearest bird-like creature in front of him. He will just roll with his Warhammer. Not with advantage, but 13 does just barely hit. And that creature takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage. You watch as Perry go ahead and he just rushes up, smacking onto this creature. Creature is a little startled by this, takes the blunt of the Warhammer to the face and lets out this loud squawk sound. That'll end his turn. Coming to their turns, completely startled by this, they don't get a turn this round because you surprised them. That brings us over to Calarian.
Okay, so the source of the dim light is currently right there.
It's in between the two of you, yeah.
Okay. And it's bright 60 feet or 30 feet, dim additional 30.
Correct. So you would be able to see out to about here right now. And I'll have to create a torch token so that I can start moving that around for you guys at some point.
Okay.
Oh, I could do it on my familiar.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, just use
Yeah,
this
well,
token
that's
for
fine.
the time being.
That'll work.
I'm gonna move up to this guy and I'm gonna take a swing at him.
Go for it. Roll an attack. Oof. No, unfortunately, yeah. You even though he got hit in the side with the warhammer, and he lets out this loud squawk, he sees you rushing up towards him, and he just slips under the swing of your longsword and just tries to defend himself as best he can. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action?
I don't think I have anything. Nope.
Alrighty. Bringing us to Tizio.
Quick question
Yes.
for the DM. Because we rolled initiative and stuff like that, were they being hostile to us or anything like that? Because we got the surprise round on.
They were not being hostile to you. When you had immediately just entered, they had all seemingly squawked out in surprise, and they had pulled out a short sword, as anyone would in a defensive posture, but because you startled them, they have not moved to attack on you guys yet. So you're not really too... I mean, if you wanted to spend your turn making a perception check, try to determine their actions, I'd let you do that.
Okay. I'm gonna move, and I'd like to go ahead and do that. I'm gonna move over here behind this cover here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check for me. As you quickly try to assess. Yeah, you're looking at them, and you're not sure if they're just trying to protect themselves, or if they're trying to get rid of intruders that have just jumped in through a window. You're not. It's hard to make out.
All right. And because I know two of our guys have limited vision, I'm going to
Yes.
go ahead and shout out that so that they're aware that there are 3 others other than the one in front of us.
Well, so the one over down in this corner, you probably wouldn't be able to see him from your current
Okay.
position.
That's
So
fine. I wasn't sure.
But
on
you're
that,
yeah,
so-
but you're aware of the other 2 in the back room. You saw them rummaging through.
Yeah. There's 2 more guys.
That's what happens when you don't have dynamic lighting.
No, you're fine, and that'll be at the end of my turn.
Alrighty, back to the top of the round, Talon.
We'll just whip. No, my god. Okay. Yep, nothing happens. I cast a spell, it didn't hit.
Oh man, oh no. So yeah, so you release another firebolt back towards this same bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just streaks in between the 2 of them. You Kalarian, you get a quick flash of heat crossing over your face as this firebolt just zings off in the corner. Do you want to move? Do you want to stay where you are?
I'm good where I am.
Alrighty. Bringing us back to Perry. Perry, he kind of leans back over his shoulder and says, "Come on, guys! It's just one of them!" And he's going to go ahead and take another swing. As the DM fights himself. 10. Swing and a miss. So Perry again takes his warhammer to swing it back in an arch. Guys are just not rolling good right now. But just goes wide. The day of the party, right at the start, right? But Perry is going to stay engaged with this bird and push it back over to their turn. Getting the shock of surprise out of their system, you watch as these bird-like creatures, they go from a squawk of surprise to a what you can kind of imagine would be, I guess, a angry bird cry in retaliation of being injured. And the first bird-like creature is going to go ahead and make a swing right at Perry. So let's go ahead, and he's going to pull out his short sword and swing for an 8, which will definitely miss. And you watch as he instinctually attempts to back off because he does not want to be crowded. So Kalarian and Perry will get attacks of opportunity. Let's see, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, as he tries to run away and gain some space.
Okay.
So if Kalarian wants to take an attack of opportunity, he can, and Perry will also get one. 11. You go to swing again as this creature is a lot shorter than you. He's he's just slightly taller than Perry, maybe about 4 foot 4.5, and he just you're not, I guess, used to swinging at creatures that low to the ground, and he just kind of slips out under you, and he just end up scraping up some of the wood there. Parries, swings and just barely hits him right in the back as you're taking on the left side of him, and he goes to arch into the right side and hits him right in the back of the rib cage there. It's another D8, right? For 8 points of damage. Oof. That guy is looking rough. Yep, and you watch as now he's just it's the loud sound of ribs cracking as his right arm seems to just be bleeding profusely, but he still attempts to run out of that situation. These other avian creatures are going to go ahead and take some of their movement to move up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this creature here is going to make a arrow attack on Calarian. So he's gonna go ahead and try to shoot you with a short bow. Just make sure. Let's see. Yeah. No advantage. 22 to hit for just 6 points of piercing damage. And then this other creature, number 2, is going to go ahead and do the same thing, but towards Tizio, as he sees you trying to rush off to the back corner there. For 9, I don't think hits you, right? No, 15.
That is correct. It does not.
All right. And then this last one that you didn't see before, Tizio, but now that he's getting closer to you, you do see that he starts getting into your line of sight. He's going to go ahead and try to jump up on one of these boxes here and just take a shot towards Perry. Oof, another miss. Low rolls tonight except for a couple. That will finish their turn. Calarian, getting shot in the side with an arrow. What are you doing? Oh,
I think I'm gonna have to use lay on hands for me. So I'm pretty banged up. So
Yeah,
I'm just gonna use all five points to heal me.
all right.
So that should bring me back up to 11.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to use my movement to come over to here. The guy right next to me is the one that's the most injured.
Correct. He is looking extremely hurt right now. He's just gushing out blood on his right side. He can barely lift the short sword in his arm.
Okay. That'll be my turn.
Okay. Yep. Tizio. You watch as
Couple questions, DM.
Yes.
The north side, is it like, does it continue, or is that a wall, like the blacked out area there?
The north side here.
That there, like right above, like where it's blocked off for us, where it's just blacked out.
Oh, where it's dark.
Yeah, is it a wall, or does it?
So
we just can't see beyond that.
This is a wall to the exterior of the building. This wall is a solid, thick wood wall that you see. Based on the size of the building, you kind of guesstimate that this is like the eastern wall or the western wall of the building.
Okay, and because I've played with different like different DM styles for combat.
Sure.
The boxes on the artwork and stuff like that. Like, do we have to go around them to hit someone? Like, if I was to, for example, over here, would like these boxes and stuff like that be in the way to hit the number 3 over on the other end, or do I have to go around, or how does that work for you?
The boxes themselves, those smaller boxes, I would say it's not any kind of you're able to get around them without losing any movement or having to make any kind of checks. However, directly in front of you is a large staircase that leads up to a small upper level. So from where you were standing to the right corner of Perry, you would not be able to see any of these 3 avian creatures because this staircase would be blocking your view. So you would essentially have to stand about here to see them.
Okay, and players in the way, does that interfere as well, or no?
No, put players in the way unless they're like, no. You can finagle it so that you can shoot without any kind of boost to their armor class or any kind of cover, things like that.
Okay, cool. Just like I said, just want to be sure because of different DM styles.
Absolutely. Your turn.
Tizio is going to come up here and kind of use that staircase for a little bit of cover.
Sure.
And he will go ahead and he's going to stretch out his arm, and like the gauntlet that he has, like a weird mechanical barrel kind of stretches out from it, and he's going to be doing a firebolt at number 1.
You bet. Go ahead and roll an attack. So you grab this this gauntlet in your hand, and you start holding it in place to try to steady yourself, and you go to release this electrical burst of fire that emanates from the center of your palm, and it just swings wide, unfortunately, and it just barely singes off to the side of him.
Rats. And that'll be at the end of my turn.
Gotcha. Back to the top of the round.
So can I see number 1, or is that box like in the way?
You can see number 1. Yes.
Okay.
These crates aren't gigantic, other than like maybe the 1 or 2 that are over here that these guys are trying to, like I said, number 4 had to kind of climb up on one to shoot. But these other boxes aren't too big.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to firebolt number 1. We need to get rid of him.
Go for it. Oh man.
That is not good.
Oh man, this is turning out bad for the start. So, unfortunately, another wide swing again, as you guys are just trying to adjust yourselves to these creatures. I don't think any of you have ever seen them before, so it's a little startling at first, and they're not communicating any words, just a lot of sounds, a lot of high pitched screeches. It's a little off-putting. Do you want to move or stay where you are?
I'm good where I am.
You bet. All right. Perry. Perry is gonna go ahead and let me see what he's got for spells. Yeah. So Perry is just gonna kind of rush down here to the side, seeing this creature over here, and he's just gonna go ahead and try to cast Sacred Flame on him, which I believe is a Dex save. Yes, Dex save DC 13. Let's see if he can do it. He does not. That's 1d8 radiant, I believe. Yes. I'm gonna have to work on Perry's sheet because I have to manually type in everything. Yeah, so Kalarian, you watch as right above this bird-like creature's head as a small spark of radiant energy emits and just completely covers this bird in a glowing white flame, and this creature just completely crumbles, smoke and ash on the ground in front of you, no longer breathing.
All right.
Now then, Perry's turn. That'll bring us to the invisible token, apparently. So that'll bring us to their turn. So they are going to go ahead and reload and fire again. This first bird here is going to go ahead and take a shot at Perry. For an 18, which just hits his armor class, I believe. Yes, that's correct. So Perry is going to take 7 points of piercing damage, which is crazy. And then this bird is just going to start reloading while number 3, he's going to go ahead and fire at you, Kalarian.
Miss.
Nice. And then the last one is going to go ahead and fire at you, Tizio. Which I think misses as well.
That is a miss, yes.
Excellent. So you can see that they all watched as one of their friends just got burnt to a crisp, and they're a little startled by it, but they're trying to keep their distance as best they can. But that will end their turn. Galarian.
All right. So, if I'm attacking in dim light, am I at any sort of disadvantage?
Yes, I believe you are. Let me double check for you. Yeah, lightly obscured area. I would say if you're trying to rush, yeah, I would say it's just it would be a disadvantage for you, just because you're trying to assess where they are, while at the same time there's a lot of shadow and they're black themselves, so they're able to kind of dodge a little bit easier. If I am wrong about that, I will definitely correct it later.
Okay.
Yeah, so it says dim light, patch, or fog, or moderate foliage creates a lightly obscured area which provides disadvantage on perception checks. Attack rolls are unaffected, so no, so you would not have disadvantage.
Okay, cool.
The spot for them went away? Okay, let me fix that. Thanks. I will just put him back there. That way you can see him, but he's dead.
I was gonna say you can put an X over them typically.
Sure.
As well.
Yeah, that'll work.
So I'm gonna step over here and attack this one to the bottom right of me.
Yep, number 2. Thanks for that, Talon. The workings of Roll20.
Or not.
Oof. Yeah, and you watch again, these guys are just seem to be a little bit more agile than you're used to for fighting people one-on-one, and they just, now that you're closer to them, you're kind of seeing that they're covered in some basic leathers. They're not too terribly decked out, but they just seem to be getting lucky and dodging as best they can. Any bonus action movement?
Nope.
All right, Tizio.
Give me 1 second here.
No
I just
problem.
gotta see the range of something. Oh, okay, never mind. I will go ahead and same thing, kind of check my stance this time again and aim with my gauntlet to number 2. Is it? I believe.
Yes.
In front of you.
Yes, 13 will definitely hit. Go ahead and get that taken care of. And you release your firebolt, and it strikes him dead in the chest, and you can hear him let out this loud squeak noise, and it singes the front of his leather, and you watch as he looks directly at you with this to the best of his ability with his beak, a snarl in your direction. His beak just kind of opens, and he looking at you. Do you want to move? Stay where you are?
I'm gonna stay where I'm at, and I'm gonna tell Calarium, watch out! There's 3 total.
All right. Tell him.
Great.
You've lost sight of them. It's really hard to see, but you can see Calarian, the back of Calarian, as he's just swinging into darkness.
Okay. So like these boxes, can I move through them, or?
Yeah, you're not going to lose any movement going straight if you wanted to.
I like run over here.
Sure.
Can I see him now?
It would be hard for you.
Well,
So
there's walls, so yeah, I wouldn't really be able to.
well, it's not so much walls. I mean, there's 2 large boxes here, but because they're in a lightly obscured area because of the dim light, you could just barely make them out. But you could try to attack them. You have a vague idea where they are, especially because Calarian's swinging at them. So it wouldn't be disadvantage, it would just be a straight roll for you right now. But if they got any further into the darkness, it would be a disadvantage.
Okay, and would it be an action for me to pick up the ball bearing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just move to where I am and fire a firebolt, I guess.
Sure.
2.
Go for it.
Oh my
17 will
God.
definitely hit.
It's the most
It's
hard-fought
one or the
one.
other, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't feel bad about my 3 now.
So after I do that, I'll just move back over here.
Back over there? Okay, sure. Yep, so you rush up in between Tizio and Perry, and you just release another firebolt, striking him again in the chest now, and the same bird creature is looking at the two of you, just extremely angry as he's getting pelted with these small bottle rockets, essentially. Perry, who does not have a light spell, noticing that you guys are having a little bit of difficulty here.
I was gonna ask you, with the firebolt,
Yes.
obviously it's a fire, and at least with mine it hit.
Mhm.
Does it assist anyone that can't see?
So
It lights up that area where they can see for like that split second.
so you're kind of like a tracer round. You're not igniting their clothes to where it's making them glow like a guiding bolt or something like that. But you know, with Calarian being right there, seeing the impact and the shower of sparks as you make contact, it's giving him a sense of where this creature is. That one of the reasons why it's not causing Calarian to strike at disadvantage currently.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep. So Perry is going to go ahead, and he, seeing that you guys are having a bit of trouble, is going to pull out one of his torches, and he's going to strike it, and he is going to run up closer, saying, "You guys look like you're having some trouble seeing." And he is going to bring that torch here, so I'm just going to move this bad boy over here. It's right on top. Or, well, we could do both, actually. That'll make more sense. We'll just give him a little radius as well. That way you guys can see. I think I did it again.
I was gonna say, at least on my end, I don't see a radius for them or anything like that.
They must not be able to see the aura on.
Are you able to see Perry's aura?
No.
Okay,
So-
I actually need to see if you guys can... Oh, here. That's what it is.
I don't know how the settings
Here.
are.
How's that?
Oh yeah, there. Yeah, there it is.
Got
Yep,
it.
that works.
That's fine. I will fix that. It's just a roll 20 thing.
There's lots
Boom.
of those weird.
There you go. I'm
So-
still learning too. Sorry about that, everyone. So yeah, so now there are these two brightly lit beacons that are illuminating the interior of this warehouse, and you can now, Calarian, everyone can clearly see these winged creatures, short bows in hand, attempting to reload arrows. Which will bring us to their turn. So with this blaring light in their face, they are extremely upset. This one closest to Calarian is actually going to attempt to back up. So Calarian will get an attack of opportunity on him as he attempts to climb over. It's 10, 15, 20,
Oh, hey, I finally hit them.
20. Hey, yes, you did. You slash him as he attempts to climb over one of the two larger boxes for 3 damage, right? Yes. And he lets out another shriek, but he still manages to scramble away, and he's going to go ahead and take a shot at the bright burning torch of Perry. I hope he misses. No. Yep, he hit just enough, and you watch as Perry, while holding this torch, suddenly collapses onto the ground. He is now unconscious. The other two winged creatures are going to go ahead and take shots at you, Calarian.
Ow.
Only one hits you, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yep. So you watch as 2 more arrows are just starting to pelt into you, and they are going to end their turn. Calarian, you see as Perry falls down, torch in front of him, still lit.
Those attacks were towards Calarium.
2 attacks went to Calarian, 1 attack hit Perry, and Perry then went unconscious.
Kind of wish I didn't use a lay on hands all in one blow. But if I also didn't, I'd be down right now.
This is very true. Perry had the assumption that they were not hitting very well, and his armor class would have protected him.
That's what I was thinking too.
So he thought it was better to light a torch than to shoot off in the darkness. So what are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna move up, and I guess I'm just gonna try and press the attack.
Yeah, go for it.
Or not.
Oof.
This could be like TPK already.
No,
Session 2.
this is crazy. You still have a little bit of movement left if you want.
No.
Alrighty. Tizio.
How badly? I don't know how you do this. How badly do you are you Calarium?
What?
Oh, you're asking how much health he has left?
Yeah, I don't know if like you allow the I have 5 HP out of 10, or we just have to go off descriptions and stuff.
Well, I mean, for the creatures, I will be descriptive as far as their health goes. I'm not going to tell you how much health they have left. I mean, characters don't have to say, "Oh, I'm really." If they want to roleplay that, it's totally up to them. If you guys just want to kind of shout out, "I got 3 left," you know.
On a scale of, I think your max HP is 11. On a scale of 1 to 11, how do you feel?
It's actually at 12. And I feel that about a 4.
That was the time you run away.
Alright.
Go swing the sword.
Tizio's gonna sees Calarium kind of he sees Perry. Do I know what Perry's AC would be or no?
I mean, you would know that Perry is wearing full plate armor. But, I mean, adventurers don't quantify their armor by a number. They're just like, oh, he's got full plate armor and a warhammer.
And he is a cleric, correct?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I mean,
going
out of character, his AC is 18. But
that's what I kind of thought it was.
Yeah.
Actually. All right. I'm gonna. Tizio's gonna run up and slide over to him, and he's gonna go through his pouch and like kind of bring out this like needle and just stab him with it. And I'm just gonna say like, I got you there, little guy.
okay, so you're gonna res him with a little stim pack, or are you trying to do a medicine check on him to stabilize him?
Cure wounds here.
Okay, I got you. For 6 points of healing, nice. Yeah, you watch as Tizio reaches into his side pouch that he has just directly on his hip for emergencies, and you can see there's this red little needle and some kind of small vial on the back side of the needle, and he just jams it into the side right under the plate armor where it's exposed under the arm for Perry, and you watch as there's a quick gasp of air, and Perry's eyes wake up as he just looks over at you, and you start tucking that needle back away, and he goes but yeah, he is now conscious.
And I have about 5 feet of movement, I believe, left.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, you got about 10 left.
Okay, I'm gonna run over behind Calarium here, and that ends my turn. I believe that's an action for Cure Wounds, so yeah.
Correct. Nice. Tell him.
Okay, so I'm gonna move up to the corner. Can I like see everyone now? Because of the torch.
Yes, you can.
Okay, and then I can't remember. Is 2 looking pretty rough, or is he pretty healthy?
2 is looking pretty beat up. He took a big swing to the back from Calarian as he was trying to climb over a box, and you could see that he's in maybe a fight or flight stance.
Okay, I'll go ahead and I guess I'll firebolt him.
Yeah, go for it. Ugh. 11 misses, unfortunately.
Okay, I'm gonna run away again.
Yeah.
Considering I'll
It's
be
not the
one-
high. They don't have the highest AC, but I mean they're a little bit higher than 11.
I mean, if I rolled over a 5 tonight.
And so with that, another streak of fire goes out towards that bird and just doesn't make contact, unfortunately. That brings us back now to Perry. Perry is going to kind of look over at Tizio and mutter a word of thanks, and he's going to just drop the torch right where it's at, and he's going to stand up. And Perry's not normally an angry person, but get the music going back here. He will rush. Oh no, he has a light crossbow. Yeah, so he's going to stand firm and pull out his light crossbow and go ahead and take a shot at the nearest one, which I believe is 4, directly near Calarian. Nice, that definitely hits. So that is 1d8 again, according to his sheet. So 6 points of damage. Perry is doing a heck of a lot of damage tonight. And you watch Calarian as you're engaged with this bird, and a crossbow bolt just pierces out from behind you, striking true right into this avian creature, and it just sticks into its side, and he's just extremely hurt now. Blood's starting to pour out of the wound. He's gonna take a couple steps back, try to keep it light as best he can, and that'll end his turn. Bringing us to their creature's turn. This first bird now, looking extremely nervous. He's going to drop his bow and pull out his scimitar and take a swing towards Calarian, hoping to get away from this scary creature that's in front of him.
And I am down.
That's crazy. Let me double check that. Hold on. He rolls +5. Oh yeah, he rolled a 13. And then he rolled max damage. I apologize. They just rolled really good. Yeah, so he is actually just freaking out, not looking to engage any further, especially because all of them are starting to take a lot of heavy damage except for one, and he's going to start making his way towards this door over here. But that will, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll end his turn. This creature still looking a little angry.
Possibly get an opportunity.
Oh, you absolutely do.
Because of the box, or
no. You were within melee distance of him. You can totally get a swing at him. This would be with your
no, yeah, that was
weapon.
Gonna be my next question. Would it be, because I didn't have the last thing I did was the firebolt and cure wounds? Would it be like
it's
my fist or any weapon?
No. I mean, it's a free action to pull out a sword if you got a sword. I don't have your character sheet open, so. Would be,
I have a spear and a quarterstaff.
So this would be a, well, yeah, spear or quarterstaff, your choice. Which one do you pull out? You can pull out the quarterstaff and. Well, I'm saying if you pulled out the quarterstaff, you could swing it two-handed if you wanted. Like, because the quarterstaff is just essentially on your back.
Now, would I lose my shield bonus or anything for that? Or
you would. You would have to drop your shield to swing it two-handed, or you can swing it one-handed.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go with the spear.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make an attack. Nice. Oh yeah, that's a good hit. 2 points of piercing damage. He is looking real bad now.
Wait, shouldn't that have...
What's up?
Does the spear not get dex?
It should. Should have got your damage modifier as well, because you didn't throw it. So let's see here. Spear 1d6 piercing is what it just says. It might have just... I'll have to double check. But yeah, go ahead and add your +3 on top of that for damage. So that should have been 5 total.
That is correct.
Yeah, so... Because a light crossbow gets +3 as well when you hit with it. So that might be an error on Roll20, I'm not sure. But we'll say it was 5. Until I determine it later. He is looking extremely bad now. He's now taken quite a number of hits, and he's not looking to stick around. So that was one. The avian creature here, seeing you swing at his ally, is going to go ahead and just take a shot at you with his short bow. And it's just going to go wide. And he's just going to start pulling back with his allies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this one here had already... he had dropped his bow so that he could swing a sword. He's just going to go ahead and pull back further. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're just not looking too happy with this. Even though they were able to down one of you guys, they're still feeling outnumbered. Calarian, I need you to make a death saving throw for me.
Of course.
Oof. Okay. Not a problem. Tizio. You're probably the only one right now that can see that. You and Perry are the ones that can see that these guys are starting to run towards the door.
Is that door? I'm not sure if that's one of the doors I was able to see earlier.
It was.
Is it locked?
You knew the door was locked from the outside. You know, so the larger doors here is the warehouse doors. This is the single passenger door that was on the side of it. You guys came in through here at the window.
Okay. I'm gonna shift over.
The torch is here, effectively, just so you know.
Here. And number 2 looks the most beat up, correct?
That is correct.
I'm gonna go ahead and do put my spear away and do a firebolt at him.
Okay, go for it. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, you wasted a 20.
Wah wah.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, 22 definitely hits, and you watch now as he looks like he is on his last legs. He's intensely trying to work the lock on the back of this. They're at the warehouse door right now. They're not at the main door. He's in the middle of intently running towards the main door to try to bust it open and get out the building. But as you strike him in the back, and he just lets out this loud. Ah! Is there anything else you want to do?
I can't stabilize as a bonus, correct?
No, that would be an action for you. It's a medicine check.
That's what I figured. That'll be the end of my turn.
Gotcha. Tell him.
So based off of the range of a torch, it looks like they would be in dim light. So I would be able to at least make out their shape, right?
Correct.
Great. So I'm gonna use magic missile, 1 on 2 and 2 on 4.
Okay.
So
Oh,
2
yeah.
damage to 2,
And 7.
7 damage to 4.
Yeah, definitely. And Tizio, you watch this as these arcane missiles just shoot out, emanating from Talum as you kind of glance back and you watch, and it kind of it's reminiscent of an idea that you might have had in your mind at one point. And these arcane missiles just strike into the backs of these two bird-like creatures, and both of them just completely get shocked and shoved forward with the impact, and they both fall face down on the ground, no longer moving.
I'm just gonna disgruntledly be like, magic.
And that's my turn.
Nice. Perry. Perry is going to immediately cast Spare the Dying on Calarian as a bonus action, so you are stable now. No longer need to make saves. Let me see
So
here.
on a stable, it just puts you at 1 health and...
Stabilize puts you at 0, but you don't have to make death saves. So you're basically unconscious for 1d4 hours.
Okay.
So yeah, so he's gonna rush up and cast that because it's a touch for him. He's not a grave cleric. Yeah, he has Spare the Dying, and then that is his bonus action, which is a spell. For his action, he's gonna go ahead and make a crossbow bolt at the third Kenku there.
Wait, is
That-
spare the dying a bonus action or an action?
Spare the dying is should be a. Oh, it is an action. You are right. Thank you. I was thinking of death clerics who have it as a bonus action, or grave clerics have it as a bonus action. No, yeah, he can't take a shot because he used spare the dying, so that will end his turn. This creature, seeing all of his friends dead, is going to make a bolt for the door. 3, 4. And he's going to spend his action opening the lock, and he's going to start making his way outside. Unfortunately, Clarion, you are stable. Roll a d4 for me. Okay, that's the best you can get. All right. Tizio.
I can't knock somebody out with a range, correct?
I mean, he's at full health. I wouldn't be concerned. Technically, by the rules, you cannot.
Right.
Alright, give me 1 second here. I
Yep.
believe that's my max movement.
Correct.
I will. Now that he's there, I'm going to. I don't want to do that. I'm going to stretch out my hand, and where usually a barrel just kind of appears, this time it's just going to be like this. These little holes appear, and some like a gas comes out, and I'm going to be doing poison spray on him.
Poison spray. Okay. That is a Constitution save for him.
I believe you are correct. Yes.
Let's see here. Constitution saving
Yep,
throw or
con-
take 1d12. Nice. DC 14. Uh-oh. Boom. Failure. Takes 10 points of poison damage as you release this cloud of noxious gas in his direction. He just, not thinking about it, panting and breathing for his life, just this gas emanates in front of him, and he takes this huge inhale of it, and he just starts coughing and spitting up some blood. He's looking extremely hurt. Is there anything else you want to do?
I'm just gonna yell out, like, stop, and that'll end my turn.
Okay. You can tell that he hears you, but he kind of glances back as you yell stop, but you don't get the sense that he wants to stop. He feels like he's about to die.
So, where is the door exactly? Is it just
Exactly where Tizio is. The door is that little silver bar that's right there.
Great.
So 1,
I
2,
can't
3,
tell
4,
them- I
5.
can't
So
tell-
6. You could get out the door. The door's not locked. He busted through the door to get out.
Yeah,
so-
so can I move there, shoot my fireball, and then move there? Or would I have to...
In his
Shoot my fireball
space,
from there.
I see what you're saying. I would say go ahead and roll. As you're rushing right past Tizio, you're releasing the fireball. It's kind of tricky, but I'd let you do it.
I mean, I'm fine with disadvantage. It's not a...
Well, no, I'm saying like as soon as you brush past Tizio, your arm is already outstretched towards the door because you're moving that way. Then your momentum's bringing you. I'd let you shoot it without disadvantage. That's cool.
Oh my god.
Unfortunate. Yeah, he it just whizzes past his shoulders. He's still hawking and coughing up any of the poison that's still in his system.
Hope he's ready for an unarmed strike.
All right, Perry. Perry is gonna go ahead and look at you, Claire, and he's just gonna start checking you. Like, hey, buddy, are you okay? And it's gonna just yeah, he's gonna stick by you, man, because he's worried about you. Oh man. Yep. This creature is gonna go ahead and continue to dash away. Let's see here. I'm gonna roll a d100 to see if he's Gonna take the dodge action. Anything under 50 and he won't. Jesus. Alright. So
I feel set up.
hey. I'm not hacking, I swear. So he's gonna take the dodge action and he's gonna attempt to use his movement to run off. You do get an attack of opportunity on him, but it would be a disadvantage.
I'm gonna be honest. Is an unarmed strike strength?
Yes it is. It is a strength based attack. I was
Nope,
like,
okay.
I was like, what?
Dude.
The 16 hits.
He's
No,
taking
it's
the average,
disadvantage.
man. He's taking
Oh,
the
that's right.
average.
That's right. Oh, is it the average of the two? Man, if only he didn't take it. 49, he wouldn't have took it. Yeah, no, unfortunately, you just barely clip him on the side, and you manage to like grasp onto some of his wings and rip him out as he continues to run, and he's going to go ahead and just push through the gate and continue moving on.
He only moved 30 feet though.
He
right?
can
He
only
took
move
the
33.
dodge.
That's correct. He's not full on running. 2, 3, 4, 5, and that'll be bringing him off the map. But he's still within visual range of you guys. Valerian's still unconscious, unfortunately. Music is freezing up on me. There it goes. That brings us to Tizio. What are you doing, buddy?
Question. I know he's outside of the map type thing.
Yeah.
With my max movement, would I be able to get within the 10 feet spear range?
For throwing?
No, for melee, because it has a range of 10 feet.
The spear has reach for you? Okay, yeah. You'd be able to reach it.
And then, would that still count as? Can I still? I'm assuming I can, but just to be sure, can I still knock him out with versus killing him?
Yes. If you were trying to just swing at him with the back of the spear and hit him. Yeah.
All right, I will go ahead and give that a try.
I don't think it doesn't have the. Sure, go for it. 6. No, unfortunately, 6 will not hit.
That'll be the end of my turn.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. Yeah, you go to swing with the backside of the spear, and it just barely gets short, and he's just barely out of the way of there. Tell him.
I'll move 30 feet after him, so I'm back threatening him, and on the way I'll launch a fireball.
You bet.
Oh my!
This is not good. This is really not good. All right. Just I don't know what it is, guys. Got to get the funk out. You guys are super worried about Floon right now, and you're trying to make sure that these guys are not the cause of it. Do you have a bonus action or anything else you want to do?
Bonus action, not anything useful, no.
Okay.
Oh, I have a dagger. Okay, if I do get to hit him, I get to use a dagger.
Yeah, if you get back within range of him.
Well, I am threatening him.
Like threatening him to do what? Like what are you saying to threaten him? Like
I'm within
you're
5 feet. No, I'm. within
Oh,
5 feet
yes,
of him.
yes. To make an opportunity attack, absolutely. Yep. Perry is currently just tending to Calarian's wounds, so he's in the process of like pulling out a med kit and just trying to patch him as best he can and try to bring him back to consciousness. So that will bring us to the Kenku, who was at first freaking out that you guys are there, started running away, was trying to be, all about it. Now he's just gonna try to full on dash. So you do get another attack of opportunity on him, not at disadvantage this time, because he's trying to gain distance on you guys, and he's gonna try to take his full 60 feet of movement to run. No, Fortune 11 does not hit. And you go ahead and you reach out with the dagger and you try to stab him right in the back, and he just flaps out his wings. You see that this mulch of like black slick wings just kind of drop off a couple feathers as he's just hauling ass. And he's gonna go ahead and move his full 60 feet, and he's starting to head down Candle Lane, and he's by next turn he's gonna be out in the dark. You won't be able to see him anymore. Yeah, it's fine. You had enough movement to move up there anyway, Tizio, so it's not really a big thing. We're kind of doing theater of mind for the rest of this bit. It's not a big deal.
Wait, does that mean Tizio gets an opportunity? Was he within?
Well, yeah, so Tizio, actually, you would have gotten an opportunity attack on him. So go ahead and make a roll, because since you don't have the 10-foot range, you had enough movement to get into his space. That will do it. 13's his armor class. And he only had...
I was gonna say, I'd like to knock him out if possible.
Oh, absolutely. Not a problem. He only had 3 hit points left. You guys were just like on the cusp the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
So, with this assortment of fireballs and arrows, and you guys just running up and just wildly swinging at him, finally Tizio's just like, not the pointy end. And how do you want to do it? You just want to... How do you want to take him down?
I just want to clip his legs, I guess, and let his head bang against the ground to knock him out.
All right, yeah. So as you go to make that first swing with the edge of the spear, and he just barely swooshes by him, you continue to rush up the additional 5 feet of movement as he's starting to dash out with this mad dash, and you stick the back end of the spear under his legs, and it just trips him, and he completely starts tumbling like ass over tea kettle just into the dirt of the yard, because this would have been before he left the yard. And then he just comes skidding to a halt face first in the dirt, just unconscious.
And then we should probably drag him back to the warehouse.
Yeah, we should probably see what he knows, if he can talk.
That was rough.
Well, when you roll 4 natural ones in a combat,
That
it'll be
was
rough.
so rough.
Well, I think
Yeah,
we're
kept
gonna
having
drag him
coffee.
back out of like the street so we don't get seen.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Easy enough to do. So let me get rid of this and the auras and all that good stuff. So yeah, so easy enough for you guys to go ahead and drag him back in. And you guys set yourselves up to try and, I'm assuming, bind him in some way, shape, or form?
I mean, I have 50 feet of rope, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Easy enough to do. Go ahead and make... Who's going to be the one tying him up? That's the question.
Not me.
Well, yeah. Well, within an hour or so... Yeah, originally you wouldn't be able to do it because you're unconscious. And Perry is trying to conserve spells for the big stuff. But you guys do manage, and you don't have to drag around for this. I'm just kind of putting you guys in here. Who wants to be the one to tie him up? Perry could do it. Tell him, Tizio, you guys are all conscious.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot here.
Sure, go ahead and make a dexterity check for me. This is just to see what the AC of the rope would be. Nice.
I believe the rope has a defined AC.
It does for cutting, but this is for essentially not tying.
Oh, okay.
So, like, whenever you're tying up a creature, I kind of just rule of thumb want to say, like, how well did you tie up the creature? Is he going to break out of it? You don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nor does he know. But that is a good... it would be plus your proficiency, so it's 18 total. Because I believe you're proficient with... You said you're proficient with these tools, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so we'll say it's plus proficiency because you have... With your mechanical background, you know how to tie a knot. So 18 would be the DC for that. Anyway, so at this point, you guys are now having a moment to catch your breath. There's still a torch burning. You watch as Perry just has it on the side here, and he's just trying to methodically work over Calarian's wounds, patch him up as best he can. Calarian, go ahead and roll 2d4.
In the meantime, I will also try and lock the door and the window as well.
Like 2 separate D4 or just 2d4.
Just 2d4. Okay. So over the next hour or so of Perry working on your wounds and trying to patch you up as best you can, you come to consciousness at 5 HP.
Can I
You can arcane recovery.
No, I already did that today.
Oh, oh, that's right. You did it earlier.
Can I just while we're waiting, check the bodies for anything?
You sure can. And now that everything's a little bit quieter, you can actually get a better sense of the room around you. I don't know why in the world the music keeps dying on. Sorry about that, everyone. Looking around this warehouse, you can see that there is a scattering of various different crates, boxes, small chests, satchels, and all the like. And as you start kind of peering into some of these things, you can see various shoes, cloaks. You see boxes full of short swords and spears and bolts and quivers of arrows, a couple light crossbows, a large smattering of different equipment and tools that are just scattered throughout this building. You also see, as you guys are investigating this first floor here, there are a number of bodies laying on the ground, actually. And let me pull up the correct amount for you. Do-do-do-do. I'm sorry, let me pull this back up. Where is it? Yeah, so you can actually see several different bodies, about 8 in total, and they are lined up on the back side of the wall there, just blood completely smattering on the ground in front of them, short swords and rapiers and a couple bolts and arrows just smatter around the floor around them. As you start looking through their bodies and the bodies of these winged creatures, you notice that... Thank you. You notice a couple things. You notice, one, that the avian creatures don't carry any kind of pouch of gold or anything on them. They seem to be pretty barren, other than the short sword or the scimitar and the crossbow that they had attached to their backs. They're wearing dingy black cloaks that they had kind of up over their heads, trying to cover as much of their face as possible, stopping down about just below the waist, tied off with either a belt or some kind of rope. Let me adjust the volume a little bit there. And as you're going through the bodies of the individuals scattered around the room, towards the back right side over here, you see that there are a couple elves, a couple humans, a couple half-orcs, various different races of people, all varying in different size. And you notice that some of them, on their forearms or on the back of their necks, is the same symbol of the warehouse you were currently in, the symbol of the Zentarum. One, with that investigation check, of the other members, you see a human male with a very strange tattoo of a circle with these 10 spokes that are just radiating out of it, and it's on the back of his neck. And I will show that to you.
I believe we've seen that symbol before in the street. I'm not positive.
You may have, but this is what you see. And it is currently on the back of his neck. So here's what I'm gonna do, since you guys, you don't have to drag around. Like I said, we can just talk about this, but I'm gonna reveal the rest of the warehouse for you, and then you guys tell me what you want to do. You can see that there is a staircase that leads from the first floor here. Click on the right thing. There's a staircase here that leads to a small upper level chamber, and then it also ascends further up to a what you can tell is an overarching, like a balcony sort that is above the ground level where you guys are. So it's like an open loft essentially, where you can see from where you guys are, and with the lights you guys have have available, more boxes and crates and other scatterings of like straw mats and things like that.
Can I ritual cast detect magic?
You sure can. You start sitting down and taking your time to.
I mean, just during the hour, I assume, while we're waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any specific area you're looking for, or are you just looking around through all the boxes that are there?
I mean, it lasts minutes, so I'll just.
Just a quick walk around the first floor, second floor, the whole building?
I don't think I'm gonna explore without the party. Just like the floor we're on.
Okay. Yeah. You take 10 minutes. You sit down and you start going through your book and ritual casting detect magic, and as you're walking around the first floor here, you're not noticing any magical auras emanating from the vicinity where you currently are. Like, none of these boxes seem to be emitting any kind of faint aura.
Okay. And just to like clarify, it does go through 3 feet of wood, so
Yes, it does.
okay, just making sure. Okay. I mean, do we have anything else to do while we wait, or should we just wait for Clarion to pop up? And
Well,
the
I would.
Kenku to wake up.
Yeah, I mean, I would say within the hour or so, Calarian wakes up, and you see as he's now just stirring awake and laying prone on his back. Perry's standing over you, looking like,
Oh, well, welcome back to the world of the living.
What happened?
Well, it seems like you took an arrow to the knee.
Oh my god.
No, those crazy winged creatures seem to have got the better of you. Are you doing okay?
I really hurt.
Well, let's take some time to rest up a little bit before we start pressing on, shall we?
Agreed.
excuse me. So I mean, at this time, because you guys are essentially just kind of walking around looking. If you guys wanted to take a short rest, it's totally up to you. If you guys wanted to look around for the other rooms, feel free to do so.
I would be fine taking a short rest to get some HP back.
Is anybody else doing anything?
I mean, like, is it quiet now?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, get my health back.
Oh, nice roll. With the 3, yeah, nothing's really catching your attention right now. It seems quiet for the most part. You're not hearing any footsteps or anything from the surrounding you, other than your party, as best you can tell. You look around and you can see that up the stairwell leading towards like Z2, Z4, the door is kind of broken slightly on its hinges, and it was hard to see at first, but now that you guys have light torches and you cast another couple stones of light, throw it around, it appears that the door is barred.
How'd they get in?
This door here. Or I'm sorry, not the door. This door here. The staircase leads up to the upper level. There's a door on the backside here that is barred.
Oh, I apologize.
No, it's my fault. I misspoke.
So did the Kenku wake up?
He will shortly.
Okay.
I'm just giving you guys the opportunity to search around if you so choose.
I was gonna ask, when I came in, I saw where the Kenkus, where they were at, correct? Well, at least they're at the start of the battle, I did.
Yes. You saw
Um,
their general locations.
Can I take a look at the boxes they were looking into?
Sure. You approach those boxes, and as you start looking through them, you start noticing a lot of the same material components and short swords and basic leathers, cloaks that Talum had found when he was searching them as well in the southern part of the warehouse. You take a look at some of them. Some of these boxes, they have like shipping dates that are stamped on them, and you would know to kind of just naturally just check that to see like, oh well, how long has this been sitting here? They've been sitting here for probably about 8 months now.
Those specific boxes or all of them?
I mean, if you want to take time to look at all of them, there are various dates on all of them throughout the entire first floor of the warehouse, but none of them are within the most recent box you could find is probably 4 months old. You get the sense that this warehouse was not an operational warehouse in the terms of shipping supplies, but more of a holdout.
Seems like whatever they were looking for isn't down here. A lot of it ends up being the same thing. Armor, goods, weapons.
And you all watch as this bird-like creature starts coming to consciousness, and he starts squawking and fighting fervently in the ropes that he's tied up to, as his back is like kind of posted up against the cardboard or the wooden crate behind him, and he's struggling, fidgeting a lot, and looking around at the group of you, and looks extremely terrified.
Do you speak common?
Do you speak common? You watch as this avian creature just replies back to you in the same voice and tone that you had repeated to it. But he
What were you doing here?
kind of looks at you to the side, like tilts his head a little bit. Xanathar sends his regards.
Wait, what did he say?
Xanathar sends his regards.
Yes. It's a rather deep voice, and make an intelligence check.
Everyone or?
To Talum, because he asked the question. Sounds kind of orcish.
Wait, his voice sounds orcish?
The response that this creature mimicked your voice like almost perfectly when you asked him if he speaks common, and then he immediately his voice accent and the sound of it changed, like the entire tone of it changed, and you heard this deeper orcish sounding voice that said, "Xanathar sends his regards."
What were you looking for?
Tie up the pretty boy in the back room and follow the signs in the sewers.
Did you guys already tie up the pretty boy?
No time to loot the place. Just get him to the boss.
Is what he responds with.
Is the pretty boy still here?
He just kind of looks at you for a moment and considers it. and then he repeats again in that scratchy voice, "No time to loot the place. Just get him to the boss."
So either they got the boy and sent him to the boss and got him to the boss, or they decided to
Or he's still
take a
upstairs.
bargain. Yeah.
I mean, they were looting the place, so I don't know how smart these people are. I mean, are we done with him? Can we kill him?
Why'd you take up this job?
This job. Kind of looks at you a little curious. This job.
He doesn't have like any chains or anything like that, like a necklace or anything.
Taking a look at his clothes, aside from the black cloak and simple leather that he's wearing on his chest, he doesn't seem to have any kind of jewelry or markings or anything like that.
Who do you work for?
Zeratar sends his regards.
Any reason we should let you live?
You see the look of like sadness and a bit of like teary, like the doe-eyed, cat, as he kind of tries to look at you, and he just kind of and he just almost as if he's kind of pleading for his life.
I would say not kill him, but give him to the guard.
I mean, it seems
Yeah, I
like
was
a
gonna say we should
liability.
tie him up. Well, he knows we're here, but he can probably be helpful, for the boy in the back room. Maybe he knows.
Helpful for the boy in the back room.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, if we find the pretty boy that he speaks of, maybe he knows anything about these Kenku's, rivals. Maybe he knows this one personally or anything like that, or seen him before.
Well, what's our explanation if we turn this guy into the guard? We broke into a warehouse, and these people were looting the place. So we killed them and left one to live.
Well, I'm not saying turn him into the guards, but I mean, like, he can probably be helpful in the rest of the exploration in this place, and we can decide maybe later if he decides to be helpful, as I look at him and kind of give him like a side eye type of thing.
And when you do that, he repeats in like this really thin nasally voice, like,
Follow the signs in the sewers.
It just seems like a loose end.
Loose end, yes, but he is an unarmed and captured.
I mean, we can hand him a sword.
what is it? When I kill you, you'll be awake and armed.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of letting him go, but I guess I'll defer to the party.
I don't like the idea of straight murdering him when he's captured and
Yeah,
tied up.
Perry would
That-
probably
That's
chime in.
murder, basically.
Yeah, Perry would probably chime in and go along the same lines and say like,
Well, if every life is important, there's nothing wrong with just turning them in and explaining our situation. We're looking for someone. They attacked us too,
Yeah, I don't know if we should bring him to someone official.
If we were to let you go, who would you tell?
you start hearing from behind you, under the stairs, a rapping on a door.
Under the stairs?
Mm-hmm. Where Z2 is.
Oh. Guess. Hey Perry, you want to come help me out over here?
Yeah, what do you need?
Well, there's a banging on the door. We should probably take a look.
Sure.
And as you guys walk over that way, you can see that there's like it's just a standard wooden door, but it seems to have been crates have seemed to have been pushed up against it. And you guys can take a few minutes to like push them out of the way if you want.
I'll shout. Who goes there?
Someone unarmed and not wanting to hurt anyone, I swear.
I'm looking for a name here, buddy.
He pauses for a moment.
Who do you work for?
We asked first.
Not any of these folks.
My name is Reyna. Please let me out.
Do you know anything about Floon?
Yes, I do.
Where is he?
I don't know. Please let me out.
I'll start clearing stuff out and getting them out.
All right, and as you guys start pushing all these crates and stuff that seem to have tumbled over and blocked the door there, you watch as a very handsome man with reddish brown hair and very nice clothing stands up from near the doorway as it opens up towards you guys, and you can see that he's got pretty nice attire on, and the state of him looks a little bit shall we say wrecked, and a strong smell of like vinegar and fish emanates from the closet that you were in, that he was currently locked in, and he stands there and he just tries to brush himself off a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, well, I thought I'd suffocate breathing in that filth. Do you mind?"
I'll give him a snap and clean him up.
With prestidigitation?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, as all the filth and smell start siphoning away off of his clothing, he kind of looks over at you and he goes, "Oh, thank you. I was in definite need of a bath after this. As I said, my name is Reynar. Who are you?"
A group of people looking for Floon.
Floon Blagma's a good friend of mine. Please, may we sit down for a moment?
Sure.
Alright. So you guys kind of get into the center of the warehouse there, and this guy Reynar, he's looking around the group and he's looking around at the bodies, and he's just kind of assessing the situation for a moment, and then he looks back to you guys like, are you all responsible for this?
About half of it.
Yeah.
I understand. Proper introductions are due. My name is Reynar Neverember, and he bows slightly. Humbly at your service. Thank you all for rescuing me from the fish and vinegar death that was soon to be my demise. You said you were looking for Floon Blagmar. He and I were last together at the Skewered Dragon about 2 nights ago. We were on our way home. Floon had maybe a couple drinks too many, and I feared for his safety. I told him I would walk him home, and we were heading back towards the North Ward when we were ambushed by... And he pauses for a minute and looks over at some of the corpses against the wall, and he nods generally in their direction. He's like, well, it seems by the dearly departed over there. There was a bit of a confrontation, I must say. We were in the middle of being interrogated by those very same thugs when others had broken into this facility. I managed to break out of my bonds and slip into this closet unnoticed. But after a few moments of commotion, there was quiet, and then nothing since. What brings you all here looking for Floon?
We've been hired by Volo to find him.
Gedarm sent you. That man never misses a beat, does he? He takes a minute to ponder.
Is Volo here with you?
No,
No, he's
he's at
he
the.
is currently at the yawning portal.
I understand.
You must. And as you guys are looking at this guy, it's Tizio. You would recognize him. You would recognize him as the son of the Open Lord, the previous Open Lord of Waterdeep. The previous Open Lord's name was Dagult Neverember. And maybe I want to say it was about a year ago, Dagult had left to Neverwinter to help with some of the restoration of the city over there. And while he was gone, he was essentially voted out of office and replaced by Lariel Silverhand. But having not met him before and him telling you his full name, you're like, ah, you're Dagult's kid. And so you know that he is of nobility.
You're Daggle's kid, aren't you?
Yes, my father is Dagult Neverember, the estranged Open Lord of Waterdeep. I must confess, though, let me change the music up a little bit. Oops. I don't know if Volo has ever given you guys a description of Floon, but he rather looks very much like myself, and well, it seems there's been a bit of a mix-up. You see, the Zentarum think that my father embezzled a large amount of gold while he was the Open Lord, and that he hid these dragons somewhere within the city. They think they can find it by using this artifact called the Stone of Galore, which it was in the hands of the Xanathar Guild until recently. Apparently someone stole it. The Zents thought I knew something about all of this, but I don't. My father and I haven't spoken in years. I fear that in the midst of all this chaos, Floon was mistaken for me, and he was kidnapped by... well, I could only imagine the Xanathar, in hopes to uncovering where this artifact may have gone.
That checks out with info we've been gathering.
Also, I must ask you, I mean, have you found him here? Have you guys been able to find anything?
We haven't checked upstairs yet, but no sign of him so far.
I understand. Well, shall we?
I was gonna ask this a little bit earlier. Can I insight check him for? Because he said he hid in there, correct?
Yes, he did. Go ahead and roll an
But
insight.
he was locked from the outside, so I'm just kind of suspicious on that.
Well, what wasn't locked? There were nice roll, by the way. There were crates that were in the way. From that insight check, you would gather he seems fairly straightforward with what he's been telling you. It seems, with a little bit more clarification, is that he slipped into the room when the commotion broke out and the gang started fighting, and I guess in the ruckus of fighting, crates fell and blocked the door.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Are you hurt, or can we go check upstairs?
I've seen worse, trust me. But we can definitely look around for any more signs of Floon here.
What should we do with this last Kenku? Any thoughts?
Are you asking this to Raynor?
Yeah.
Well, typically, any kind of I've had my fair share dealing with Zentarium thugs and other criminals as they run around the streets. Typically, if I ended up finding myself in a position of leaving them for the city watch, I would do so. They might not seem like much, but they try their best.
Where would we leave him? Just on the street?
That's entirely up to you. City Watch roam the dock ward quite frequently. If they found a bound Kenku on the street, I'm sure they would question it.
Yeah, I guess we can leave him down here, I guess, tied up in the meantime.
I mean, if we leave him unattended, he'll get away. It's
Oh,
just
we
a
can
rope.
knock him out again, if anything.
That's fair.
Like, you all watch as this Kenku has been like very attentively listening to all of you.
Now he's full of information. Now we gotta kill him.
There's a sword next to him too.
And you watch as he hearing that pipes in and sounding like Raynar says,
Leave him for the city watch.
"That's
What
fair.
if
That's fair."
what if we wrote a note and taped it to him basically, and then left it for the city watch?
Sure. I mean, yeah, we don't have to kill him. I'm just saying.
Left him with the city watch. Sure. And he's just like nodding excitedly about that being able to say those words.
Knock him out, tape a note to him, leave him outside or something.
Seems fair. It's up to you guys.
I mean, I'm fine with that plan.
I am here to narrate your actions.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as well. And actually, I'm going to before we do you guys want to do that right now, or
I mean, we could knock him out, go upstairs, and then move him outside.
okay, cool. Yeah, before we knock him out, I'm gonna take out a one of my gold pieces, or I guess dragons, correct?
Mhm. Yes.
I'm gonna kind of like polish it up so it's nice and shiny.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna let him. I'm just gonna show it to him and kind of put it inside his like a pocket or something that he may have, and say, "We were never here."
We were never here. And he just kind of.
And then I'm just gonna point and look at Calarium to kind of give the go ahead.
All right, so I'll just kind of explain the note that what happened and not name any names, but we found him.
Sure.
So
Okay.
to remind me, he is part of the Zentrum.
He is
No, he's
part.
part of the Xanathar, I thought. Well, we don't know. But never mind. Sorry.
You can ask him.
Oh no, I'm thinking of we found the tattoos on the other bodies.
You found. So you found 5 bodies. 5 or 7 bodies had Zentarium, those winged serpents on like their neck or their forearms. There were a couple other bodies, about 4 or 5, that had no tattoos, but one of them had a circular tattoo with the spokes coming out of it.
Okay.
And you gather from talking with the way this bird-like creature's been talking to you guys, and then when Talon had asked him like who sent you, and his response was Xanathar sending his regards, you were getting the kind of sense that, oh, okay, maybe it was Xanathar or someone to that effect.
Can make a safe assumption that he works for Xanathar.
It's a safe assumption.
So I'll add that to the note and everything and finish writing that up.
Sure. And what we'll do here at this point is we'll take a quick 5-6 minute break. Everyone get some drinks, use the restroom and everything.
Okay.
All right, how's that sound?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
All right, well, we'll be back in 5.
Roger, roger.
As we figure out what's been going on inside the Zentarium warehouse, and if there's any more information about the location of Floon Blagmar.
I'm back whenever.
play's not working. That's weird. There it goes. Yay. Alright, once everyone lets me know they're back, we will continue.
I am back.
Welcome back. Should be pretty simple. Taking a look through the rest of the building. You guys only been here about maybe an hour or so now, just investigating, talking to the Kenku, finding Raynar.
I apologize, I am back.
Oh, no problem. Welcome back. Give Kalarian a few more moments.
Oh, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, no,
Thought
yeah.
we were-
You are good. So, as you guys are standing here with a tied up Kenku creature just tucked into a corner, and Raynar having given you guys a good rundown on what he thinks the current situation is and how they ended up in this predicament, what do you guys want to do?
If I remember correctly, they were they were kidnapped in the dock ward.
Yes. From the conversation at the Skewer Dragon, you were told that two individuals, Floon and his friend Raynar, had left the Skewer Dragon after some drinking, some gambling, and they were immediately followed out by 5 individuals. After some coercion, you were told that this warehouse is a typical gathering point for those 5 individuals, and that's when you came over to investigate.
So if Tizio would find it odd that Raynar, since he's a kind of a noble, he would be in this area, or is it something he can be like, oh, he's in the his family is part of, like, you know, merchants and merchandise and stuff like that, that it would be normal for him to be in this area.
Well, you having lived in Waterdeep would know that Raynar is not a part of a mercantile business. With his father being the Open Lord, there were its perks to it, but prior to his father being Open Lord, he was also a well-known real estate owner, and there are multiple properties within Waterdeep that are owned and operated by, or sold by, managed by the Neverember family. You do recall from the conversations that you had at the Skewer Dragon that when the barkeep had mentioned the two of them being there, one of the other patrons that was there, a older dock-working looking gentleman, kind of chimed in and said something to the effect of that noble Raynar, he likes to he thinks that it's cool coming down to these kind of places and rubbing his nobility in our faces. And I mean, you can always talk to Raynar and ask him why was he
Yeah,
here.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask him. So I just want to before asking and messing up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, should we head on upstairs, guys? Or did we knock out the Kenku already?
Yeah, I think he's knocked out in the corner. We should go check out upstairs.
Sure. So you guys make your way up the stairwell that leads to the upper loft of the warehouse, and upon the platform, you guys can see that there are, similar to the first floor, various crates and boxes scattered throughout. You do see maybe a couple bedrolls here and there up on the second floor, some discarded moldy food. You see some packages that might have been chewed through by some rats, and you get the sense that maybe that this was an area where they might have been just keeping themselves, keeping busy, or living in an essence. You can see that towards the back corner of the loft there is a wooden door that leads into another room.
As we're walking around, can I have detect magic up?
You sure can. As you guys are approaching on the second floor, and as you're getting closer towards the back rooms there, you do get a faint magical aura. Let me give you the correct color for it. Have that. Yeah. You get off you are detecting a faint amber aura coming from within the doorway of the space up there on the second floor. Just one.
Guys, I'm detecting some magic up ahead. Be careful.
Raynar, have you been in this facility before or no?
This would be actually this would be a faint gray, not amber. My apologies.
Had me excited with the
Sorry,
conjuration.
I do apologize. It is a silvery white faint gray aura.
Yeah, you're all good. Enchantment magic up ahead.
Correct. And Tizio, what was your statement? I'm sorry.
Have you been all throughout this place already, Raynar?
No. Unfortunately, after being tied up and questioned by these Zentarian thugs, there was a bit of commotion, and I had only been on the first floor when I had ran into that storage chamber and was subsequently blocked in. So, do you guys want to go in through the doorway?
Can we look for traps?
You sure can. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me. Okay. Yep. So you approach this wooden door. It's just a standard door frame, completely solid wood. It appears to be fairly worn in, slightly warped, and on closer inspection, you can see that because of the warping of the door, it doesn't seem to close all the way. You're not noticing any kind of magical or mechanical traps, to the best that you can tell. And the door does not appear to be locked. It appears to be slightly ajar, like not even an inch. Like it's not closing all the way.
And the magic's just on the other side?
The magic is in the other room, maybe about 20 or so feet in, that you can tell.
Okay, and we're walking towards it?
Correct, yeah, you guys are currently here.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's
Pop
always
the door
fine.
open.
Okay, so as you make your way into the chambers,
I'm assuming it's also dark up here as well.
it is, and I assumed you guys had
Yeah,
light
I'd have a light
sources.
spell up.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I just wasn't sure if there was like candles lit or something.
No.
Ah, okay.
Yes. You were gonna say something, Tal?
Well, I did. No.
Oh no,
I was
yeah.
just said I went in the room or whatever.
So yeah, as you're opening up this doorway, you can see that there is a suite of offices. There are desks, chairs, bare shelves covered with dust and draped in cobwebs. You actually watch as a harmless rat just starts skittering across and out of sight through a small hole in the corner of the wall. Let's see. As you push open the door to enter it fully, you hear this ringing sound from a bell that starts jangling as you open the doorway, and you look up and you can see that there's a thin piece of string that is tied to the top of the door and then is connected to a small silver bell, and then you watch as it runs down the floor and out of sight, and you're not sure where it goes.
Oh, well, shame that the looking for traps didn't catch that. But I mean, can anybody? I'll grab my dagger and cut it, I guess.
Sure, easy enough to do. You go ahead and you slice it off. So looking through here, rummaging through, and these offices appear mostly unused. You get the sense that there's a lot of dust that's been collecting here. It doesn't seem to have been used a lot, and with the detect magic spell going on, you can see that going towards the back right corner here of this room, in the large office room, there is a large oak wooden desk, and on top of it is a single piece of parchment that is faintly glowing that faint gray aura.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah. You inspect it, and it is a blank parchment. You flip it over, you're looking around, there are no markings on it, no writing of any kind. It just appears to be a parchment, but for some reason it is radiating an enchantment.
Interesting.
Hmm.
We'll take care of that. Well, actually, technically, do you guys want to waste 11 minutes?
Sure.
Great. I'll ritual cast identify.
Sure, yeah. So you take the time to sit there up in the room and start muttering through the arcane words and identifying, and you identify that this piece of parchment is actually a paper bird. I will get that to you. Let me know if you can see it.
I can.
Yep.
It is one single use. It appears that this was the last piece of parchment that was here in the room, giving off this aura.
While he's doing his identify, Renar, just out of curiosity, you're a noble man. What brought you to the dock ward, anyways?
He looks over at you as he watches Talum sit there on the floor and start preparing his ritual spell, and he just kind of absentmindedly just looks back to you and says, well, it's not uncommon for me to get a lot of attention from various unsavory types, and nobility is such a pain in the arse, if you ask me. It's always a lot better if I can go to places that don't typically recognize me. That's usually something Volo and Floon and myself enjoy thoroughly, is just being able to go somewhere, have a drink, and not be accosted by the various nobles who always seem to have some kind of ulterior motive. It's unsightly, and by the gods, I mean, I can't count the number of times I've met a noble in the upper parts of Waterdeep, either in the Sea Ward or the Northern Wards, and I just hate with the formality sometimes. I'm sure you understand.
Why not just go in incognito, in disguise or something?
He kind of looks down at his attire, and it taking a moment to kind of gauge is it's not like he's wearing like, hey, I'm a noble garb. Like he's wearing what looks like commoner's clothing, but however you can kind of get the sense that the the clothing is relatively new. It's well maintained, and even though he is attempting to fit in with the crowd, shall we say, it to a discerning eye, you can kind of tell, well, this guy is just, trying to look like somebody he's not. And he looks at you and he says, like, well, I mean, I guess it is a fault of mine that I do like to keep myself in good shape and appearance when I'm going places, but I do rather try to fit in as best I can. I typically like to keep my nose to the ground and keep an ear out for anything that might be stirring up trouble in Waterdeep. And I know that my father and I have had our differences, but the one big thing we've always agreed on was protection of this city and its people. It's more important than a lot of people understand.
I understand.
So have we checked all the rooms up here?
Yes, the remaining office spaces up there, they follow suit. Some of them have smaller desks and chairs. All again appear relatively unused. There are a couple, windows that outlook over into the street. Not Candle Lane itself. These are facing towards the back alley a bit, so you do see a couple of rooftops. But everything's really dark. It's hard to make out any good details, but you kind of get the sense that it's back alley.
It's probably really late at this point, right?
It is. It is probably, with the hour rest and the searching, you're probably looking at like 1 in the morning.
Should we start looking for somewhere to rest, guys?
Probably a good idea.
Right now, you wouldn't happen to have somewhere we could stay?
Yes, I do have a residence, definitely, but it's not here in the dock ward. It's in the north ward. It's not typically a home that I go to quite often. I usually like to stay away from there as much as possible. You understand. A lot of nobility know of my house and tend to frequent my doorstep at all hours of the evening, requesting things of me, and the like. So I usually have my assistants take care of any things of importance unless I need to be directly involved. But there are many different inns here in the city, and we can definitely find something closer if you're looking for an expeditious place to lay down for the evening. However, I do worry about Flume. I wonder... And he's trying to think real hard about how long he's been locked up in that closet, and it's a little hard to imagine the length of time that I've been locked into that room downstairs. I can only imagine that if Floon is with the Xanathar, that he's got to be in one of their hideouts by now. I don't... If the Xanathar find out that he's not me, I truly worry for his safety.
I mean, I don't know how much more we can do tonight. It's getting very late.
And we're, injured and spent from battle.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
No, trust me, I completely understand. We can always find a place to rest and start bright and early the next morning. It's and he just kind of trails off there. He's has a bit of a worried look on his face.
Now this may be kind of random, but do you know anything about Zoblob?
You mean the shop?
Yeah. What do they sell there?
Oh, Zoblob. It's a curio shop. They have, to my knowledge, a vast assortment of trinkets and oddities, and the owner there, he typically runs pretty late into the evening. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's open all night. I never really go there myself. It's a curious place to be. It definitely sticks out like a sore thumb, with it being radiating purple all over the place, and he kind of chuckles a little bit. But I couldn't specifically tell you what they sell, other than various baubles and, from my understanding, maybe magical items, but I haven't been there myself to purchase anything.
Interesting. Thank you.
Of course.
Off to the yawning portal then?
If I may, I'd like to do a search in the downstairs area, the northern wall. You said in up here there was a string and it led downward.
Yes.
You know that I would assume, based on where we're at, there should be in theory a second area in that northern wall. So I'm not sure if I can do like a check for like a
Yeah.
secret passage or anything like that.
Sure, make an investigation check for me. Oof, nice roll. Yeah, you take a moment, you think about where you are in the room, you see where the trail's running downstairs, and you head back downstairs, and you get right under the loft area of the balcony, and you start following it. You start looking here, and you notice that the walls seem to be smooth, nothing there, and then you can, now that you know what you're looking for, you see the faint trail of line running westward, or, well, this would be south for you guys, towards the back area here. And you actually notice that there seems to be a wall that does not perfectly line up with the rest of the walls.
Good find, Tizio.
Right there. Yeah, with that investigation check as well, it taking some time to look at the wall, and you can tell that while pretty flush, there are scratches on the floor that indicate that the wall itself might swing open in a direction. And you slightly push on the wall, and it seems to move.
Guys, I found a secret passage over here. Or a hidden room, one of the two. Yeah, go ahead and I guess make sure it's not like trapped, I guess.
Yeah, I would say with that investigation check, you are fairly certain it is not trapped.
All right. Since I can see the scratches on the floor, I'm gonna try to if I have to use like my spear, I guess try to prop it open towards me.
Yeah, and it's easy enough to do. There's very little resistance to it, and as you open the door, you do notice that there is a small tunnel that leads into a secondary room with a chest inside. 2 chests.
Ooh.
I'd be careful with those chests.
You didn't detect anything magical in here, did you? Or do you still?
I did a casual sweep of this room, but it doesn't really go through walls super well, so. About 3 foot of wood, so I don't know if it would reach in here when I swept through here earlier. I could always do it again. It takes 10 minutes, but, you know.
Sure, I guess if you guys are cool with it and we have the time.
I guess. Sure.
Up to you guys.
Yeah, I'll ritual cast detect magic. I
Sure.
guess.
So you spend the time to again sit back down on the floor and methodically go through and cast detect magic. Walking into the room, inspecting these chests, you do not pick up any magical presence from them.
No magic, but who knows?
Yeah, I guess check for traps and see if I can open them up if they're safe.
Sure. Make another investigation check for me. Nice roll. Excuse me. Taking a few minutes to look at the chests. They do not appear to be trapped or locked in any way. You lift up the lid and they easily fall back. And inside, you see there are 4 paintings, oil paintings, all encased in a wooden frame, and they are wrapped in leather. If anyone wants to make a history check, they can determine what the paintings are. And you find in the second crate there are these black bars. Let's see how many. There are about 15 of them. They're like solid black. And Tizio, as you reach down and you grab one of them, you notice that it the corrosion or the discoloration on the top of the bars seem to fade away like soot or something. And as it comes off, you can see underneath they are silver. And so you found 15 silver bars, which are worth about 50 gold a piece. Looking at the paintings, you take off the leather wrappings on them, and you actually all recognize them. These depict the cities of Luskan, Neverwinter, Silvery Moon, and Baldur's Gate. Highly done. They're well painted. Very expensive looking artwork.
Can you list the cities one more time?
Yes, Luskan, Neverwinter, Silvery Moon, and Baldur's Gate, which Calarian recognizes and a little reminiscent.
Interesting. Does the string keep going?
So looking here at the room, once you guys had opened up the door, you see that the string started at the base of this door, and as the door is open, you know, now that the string is no longer taut, it has that sag in the middle, as if it was trying to pull somewhere, but you're actually retracting it from upstairs. So now it's just kind of dangling there like a web.
Okay. So it's like a closed system. We know both ends.
Yes. You
So
got
it's
you
more or
gather.
less letting. So it's more or less. It seems like they were. It's to let them know upstairs if somebody opens it. I'm assuming.
Yes, that's a good assumption, and that is also why it wasn't considered a trap.
Still scared me when we opened the door. I was like, oh shoot.
So,
But that
Yes.
doesn't. They don't. Can I guess I don't know. Do they have like initials on them as to who painted the paintings or anything like that?
I mean, if you want to spend time to look at them, yeah, go ahead and make a. This would be an investigation check again, because you're searching the paintings.
While he's doing that, I'll start ritual casting a floating disc.
Okay. The oil paintings themselves can be taken out of the frames if you guys wanted to roll them up. But yes, the gold is there's 15 bars. They're 10 pounds each, so you could fit them in your bag if you wanted to.
I mean, a floating disc is cool.
It is absolutely. I was just letting you know.
If we want to be
He's-
plebes and carry them, that's okay.
Yeah.
He's been mentioning this floating disc since the first session. I feel like he really wants to use this.
I've taken this spell on 2 characters and never got to cast it.
No problem. You officially have casted it now. Taking a look at these paintings, it's hard to tell You're looking at them, you're inspecting them. It's you're not seeing anything that directly identifies it as an artist's name or signature. You don't know if it's just maybe hidden within the framing or on the back, or maybe if it's like painted into the picture itself. These pictures are very elaborate in design.
We should probably take them. I'm not sure why they would be hidden unless they're somewhere very important or very valuable. So yeah, we should definitely take them.
It is at this moment that the group of you would hear a loud crashing of metal on metal and a sliding, like a grinding as the large warehouse door here. Apparently I tried to reveal it. Here. Slams open and a flood of torchlight and lantern light starts filling into the chamber as a dozen city watch guards start rushing in, swords drawn, looking around the immediate vicinity and shouting. You see a dwarven male with a long black beard tied in a fine red twine, wearing city watch attire, and he points at you and he shouts, "Well, they're in here, Lieutenant. I guess these are the friends they were going to meet." And the entire dozen city watch guard, they just start shouting at all of you to just drop down your weapons, holding lanterns high above their head and trying to illuminate the darkness of the room around you. A few steps behind them, a familiar tall human female with tan skin and green eyes enters the room. "What befalls?" And she begins pacing around the room with looking at the various corpses along the walls, and then notices the dead bird-like creatures and looks back to the group. "Do not test my patience. What's the meaning of all this?" You guys recognize this lady as the same individual who was cordoning off the street further up in the dock ward that was arresting those individuals. What do you guys do?
I look at Rainer and just kind of like look to him for some guidance.
Okay. So you got silently stand there and you all kind of look towards Rainer, and Rainer steps towards the front. And as he does so, there are heavy footfalls hit wood as another figure enters into the warehouse. You all watch as the watchmen searching the area towards the front of the warehouse door. They quickly stand upright at attention. They go, "Captain, sir!" Once the sound reaches the female officer who was addressing the group of you and watching as Raynor approaches, once she hears it, she also just snaps into attention. The man who enters appears to be in his late 50s, human male, salt and pepper hair combed straight back and revealing a large widow's peak on his head. He wears a leather coat that runs down towards his heels, and underneath it you guys can see the glimmer of armor on his chest. He's carrying in one arm an oil lantern, and in the other holds out a wooden club wrapped in metal. And as he approaches you, you get this. You can sense the authority he brings with him, and then you're all caught slightly off guard by the eye patch covering his right eye.
I'm going to just kind of BS this part of it and be like, come around the corner, I guess, and just be like, I found it, guys, I found the oil paintings, we got them. Guilty.
Wait, what?
Make a deception check. This is the guy that shows up. Okay. So this guy, as all these city watchers are standing at attention, watching him slowly make his way up towards the group of you, he says, "Peacebringer, report." And as she does, she's about to start explaining. Well, sir, these gentlemen were caught here, and there are bodies everywhere. And then Raynar just steps forward, and he just kind of looks at this man and says, "Staggett." And then this gentleman stops for a minute and looks directly at Raynar, and he says, "The Neverember boy, why am I not surprised? What have you gotten into this time?" And he begins to start explaining the situation that has happened. That you see, Captain Staggett. It appears a friend of mine and I were captured by these Zent thugs, and we were taken into this warehouse. And if it were not for this lot, he points to the group of you, well, I might say that I might not be standing here before you today. And he looks at the group of you. Are you to tell me you're responsible for the death of these men?
They were dead when we arrived.
Okay. And he looks past you, and he also sees that. Have you guys had already stacked up the money and stuff onto the floating disc?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
He kind of looks past you and sees that, looks over towards Tizio, who's just kind of shouting out like, "I found it, guys! I found it!" And he just,
I see him looking at the floating disc, and it's gonna be like, well, we didn't want to put our fingerprints on it.
What?
he gives you a glare, and then he just proceeds to look over at the bodies, and he takes a few minutes to inspect the individuals laying on the ground. And let's see here. After a short amount of time, he gets back over to the group of you, and you guys are seeing now that the city watcher actually they stopped their investigating of the warehouse, and they're currently just surrounding the group of you, and they're not being hostile, but they're just keeping their guard up and trying to make sure that you guys don't go anywhere. And Captain Staggett comes back, and he says, "Peacebringer, it looks like they've been at it again. I don't know who started it, but it seems that both Xanathar and Zentarium have been fighting each other here." And he looks back over to Raynar, and he says, "It seems what you've been saying so far has been lining up. What were you guys doing just now?"
What do you mean by just now? Like,
As in, why are you guys in the back room there?
Well, you see, we found these Kenkus breaking in, and we decided to, follow them in here, and they wouldn't tell us what they were up to, so we started looking around and found this hidden stash back here, and of course, Raynar, trapped away as well.
I see. Is there anyone else left alive besides you lot?
not that we found. We were looking for another survivor, actually, but according to Raynar, he's been taken somewhere else.
Yes, Captain. It seems my friend Floon has been kidnapped by the Xanathar. He kind of ponders a minute. Well, that's most unfortunate. Takes a long sigh, thinks about the situation. Alright, Peacebringer. Let's start collecting these. Call the Kalimvor priest. Let's start getting these bodies out of here. And then he looks back over at Raynar and he says, and you and your lot need to be far away from here in the next 10 minutes. Most of the other city watch are not as appreciative as I am. And he kind of just gives him a stern glare.
That sounds like our cue.
You said the Peacebringer, I believe that's the person, is a female from
Yeah.
last time?
Yes, so when you guys first left the Yawning Portal and you guys were heading towards the dock ward, you saw that there were people being arrested. This is the lieutenant female who was in charge of arresting those people and was telling you guys to move along. So you guys recognize her. She didn't recognize you guys immediately because she was just, kind of crowd control, pushing people along. But you guys immediately recognize her as the same individual who was not but a couple hours earlier trying to clear up the streets from the bloodshed that was out in the streets. And then I believe Talon, you were the one that asked the City Watch for directions to Candle Lane.
I did not do that.
I thought it was you. Maybe it was Calarian.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, there you go. So you, Calarian, would recognize that this is the same dwarf that you had asked directions to. It seems that after you had asked for directions to Candle Lane, he ran off, grabbed this lieutenant. They gathered up enough people to come and follow you guys here.
Out of game. In the future, let's not interface with the guard before breaking and entering.
Noted.
He does try to leave you guys a little bit of parting words as you guys start walking out. He just looks back and he says, "Neverember, it's best not to meddle in criminal matters. Leave it to the City Watch, eh?" And Raynar looks at him and he says, "Well, if they leave me alone, I just might."
Before leaving, I'm gonna go up to the Peacebringer if possible.
Yeah.
You know that it's getting quite late. You wanna, and it's been a rough night. You wanna go get some drinks?
Make a persuasion check. So, looking at her, and she's been attentively watching Captain Saget and the rest of the City Watch like talk to you in the midst of
And,
all of this
and I-
going
and I-
on. Yes.
If just so that you are aware, that was Tizio hitting on her.
I know what it was.
Just want to be sure.
I knew full well what it was. She's been watching the interactions between you guys, and this entire time she's had a very stern look on her face, and she kind of looks back over to you and she says, "Well, what? Are we detectives now? Maybe come back in a little while when you've earned some renown." And she just kind of scoffs and turns her back, starts working on collecting up some of these bodies.
Okay. I get the hint. And Tizio will start walking back with the group.
Okay.
He and my disc are enjoying our newfound power.
Yeah,
Following carefully 10 feet behind me.
it sure is, and it is laden with these black bars. And are you guys collecting up the paintings too, or are you just keeping them in the frames, taking them out? What are you doing?
Oh, were we able to keep them? I
Cat-
thought they were being confiscated.
Captain Staggett has turned his back and has started working on the individuals on the ground.
We should probably keep them in the frames and get out of here.
You hear one of the City Watch guards goes, "Captain, this bird's still alive, sir."
She's it.
So you guys make your way out onto Candle Lane in the middle of the night here. There is a very partial moon hanging directly above you guys, so there is some light illuminating the street at this point. But the evening is yours. The waft of salt air and spring breeze hits you as you make your way onto the street. Where do you guys go?
I mean, yawning portal, I guess. Any objections? Any better ideas?
If I remember correctly, Bonnie did say that she would have some rooms for us.
Correct. We did pay for them, so hopefully.
Okay. You're going in the yawning portal?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay.
Yep.
So the group of you gather your things, and bruised and tired, you start making your way. How long does the loading disc last? Is it 10 minutes?
It's an hour.
It's an hour. Okay.
I mean, I can make another one.
No,
without
yeah,
much-
I know. I was just calculating distance because it takes about 20 or you have enough time. It takes about 20 or so minutes 20 30 minutes at a slow pace walking to get back there because of the disc speed. Or no, it has the same movement as you, right? Once you're out of 30 feet range.
Yeah, once I'm 10 feet from it, it just keeps up.
Okay, so yeah, so it shouldn't be a problem. So you guys make your way back out into the dock ward and start heading back up towards the Way of the Dragon, northward back into the. I want to say this is the Trades Ward. Check. Nope, into the Castle Ward, where the Yawning Portal resides. Along the way, it's fairly quiet on the streets, aside from a couple horse-drawn carriages that are just kind of trotting along as you go. I would say that let's see. Perry, Valerian, and Tizio, you guys would notice as you're walking along down the streets that there seems to be a drunken man, short, balding. Doesn't seem to have been paying much mind to you guys, but he stumbles for a minute and then he just falls down, picks himself back up and goes, the ground came up, and he starts stumbling off, and you see that he dropped something, but he just starts staggering away.
Can you tell what it looks like from where we're at?
It looks like a small satchel.
I'm gonna try and get his attention.
Sure. How do you do that? He's
Just call out to him.
Sure. Yeah, he's got like one hand up on the side of a house as he's trying to like crutch his way up the street, and he kind of turns around and goes, "Ooh. Yes, lad." He kind of stops and he goes, "Whoa, sir, I don't want any trouble. I'm just going home."
No trouble. You dropped your satchel here, and I'll just point to it on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, so he looks and he goes to reach for his waist for a minute, and like a guy looking for his wallet, he goes, "Oh my good sir, thank you. I appreciate it." And he starts stumbling back and falls down again, picks it up. Yeah, thank you. Have a blessed evening. I'm gonna head home. And he starts making his way off. But yes,
Sir, where is it that you were coming from?
he stops again, and you notice that he looks a little dizzy as he tries to like close his eyes for a moment. Let's see here. As he tries to adjust himself. Oh, I was just having a nightcap with the three plurals. Rather fun place to be, when there's not much else going on. If you'll excuse me.
Oh yes, it's a nice place for sure compared to others. Isn't it quite late to be stumbling home? Do you live nearby?
He looks at you again for a moment. He's like, "You ask a lot of questions, stranger. I don't believe we've met."
Where are my manners? Tizio, and you are?
Augustus. He's trying to remember, and he's trying to stand up straight. He's just, my name is Augustus. I live nearby, just on the edge of the dock woods. Where are you from, Tizio?
You ask too many questions for a drunk fella, don't you think?
I like you. And he just kind of pats you on the shoulder. He says, I really need to go home now. I'm very tired. Thank you so much. Good evening."
Have a good night.
And he just kind of waves his arm up in the air, like nonchalantly, as he starts stumbling his way home.
Tizio's gonna quickly check his pouch.
Your pouch?
Yeah, make sure he's still there. Make sure it's still there.
Make a reception. Yeah, I mean your main satchels are still there as far as you can tell.
Oh, thank God. All right, all right.
So, with some time as the night goes on, you are it's going from the dockward up towards the yawning portal. It's the entire city of Waterdeep is on a bit of an incline, as the northernmost part of Waterdeep is obviously where Mount Waterdeep is a large mountain range that protects the northern part of the city from older styles of invasions and things like that during the Orc Wars. But so it's a bit of a trudge, especially because you guys are tired and you're starting to drag your feet a little bit, but you're able to make your way into the Yawning Portal, where it is a warm interior with a wonderful glow. The sense of ale and food hit your nostrils as all of you just kind of slump your shoulders a little bit and feel a little bit of comfort wash over all of you.
So then we did just go in here. We have a disc floating by with a bunch of loot on
Yeah,
it.
you do.
Should we maybe see if we can have Durnan hang on to it for us overnight?
You asked Durnan to guard your stuff.
Well, I'm asking the group if we should do that.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
always, I'm sure he's got some sort of. What's
I
the
mean,
word?
I'm fine with it if he has the facilities.
Yeah,
I can-
especially if, I'm assuming you've told us that you guys are pretty good friends.
Yeah. Or you would have at least seen it, when we fought that troll.
Should we leave the paintings to him as well, or should we hang on to those?
Well, I was thinking more in regards to the painting because they're. How big are these things?
Each painting is probably they're various sizes. They're not all the exact same size, but they are depicting. It's a point of view of as if a person were like outside of the city looking down upon it. So you're getting the cityscape. So I'd say they're probably anywhere between the range of 4 to 6 feet wide, about
So
3
pretty
feet tall.
pretty big.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we should see if he can hang on to those because those are kind of big.
Is Rainer still with us?
He is. He was walking with you guys to the yawning portal.
Do you
Just-
know anything of paper birds?
Yes, they're a useful enchantment. Rather saves a lot of time when my father or I needed to request someone's presence, as I myself don't have any magical means. So it's nice to be able to write a letter and send it on its way, and it will find the intended recipient and deliver said message.
What do they cost, and where could I buy a couple?
Oh, that is a wonderful question.
Do I know of any? I'm not saying it, but do I know of any places of the shops that I'm aware of that may sell them?
Let me check. Hold on. You would know one shop, Physio, and let's see, y'all. Raynar would look at you and he would tell you. As soon as my note pops up. Yes. He would tell you that. Well, I haven't had a chance to be there myself yet, but up in the Castle Ward, there's a place called I believe it's Bookworm's Treasures. You can't miss it. It's a wonderful little bookstore. It's charming. It's got a sign of a gold dragon on it. Can't miss it.
And are these things expensive?
Well, I mean, expensive is a relative term for a noble.
100 gold or 20 gold?
Oh, I would actually have to ask. I'm not the one who purchases these things myself, you see. I usually have members staff to do those things for me. But give me a day. I'm sure I can inquire for you.
You wouldn't just happen to have one on you, would you?
No, any any kind of like absentmindedly tucks his pockets. Like anything that I did have on me was taken by the Zents.
Oh, well,
The dead
thank you.
guys.
They weren't dead when they took it from me.
Well, I didn't find anything on them when I looked at them. So
That's correct.
we shall see. Well, thank you.
Of
We'll
course.
have to get one of those in the morning. A couple of those in the.
So you guys will be resting here for the evening, I take it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to head home. I'm going to gather a couple things. I will meet you here bright and early at daybreak. I would rather like to assist you in finding Floon if I may. I feel rather responsible for him being taken in my name.
Are you sure it's safe for you to venture home? Might be best getting a room here.
In a one-on-one situation, I can handle myself, trust me. And there are many routes in the city that don't require main roads. And he kind of nods his head up towards the rooftops.
Cool. Just checking.
I appreciate the concern. I'm not unfamiliar with finding my way through places.
Of course.
Are we inside? We're inside the yawning portal. at
You
this
are.
point,
The
correct?
music was supposed to change, but it didn't, so I apologize.
No, you're fine. I just want to be sure. I'm gonna be like, please, at least allow us to assist you in a manner. And I'm gonna take a look around for I'm gonna take a look around for like a drunk, passed out guy, in the tavern, and just kind of take his overcoat and place it over Raynar.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Advantage because they're passed out.
Nope, because everyone else in the bar is not passed out. Nice roll. Yeah, so very, very quickly and without thinking, almost as if you were grabbing it off your own shoulders, you just happen to
Yeah,
twist,
very nonchalant.
twist your wrist
Too.
backwards just in a way that you were just taking a small, rather dirty brown cloak off of a sleeping human male who seems to have been passed out into his own beer and meatloaf, and you hand it over to Raynar. And he takes it with his hands and he says, "Thank you, much appreciated."
No problem. May the gods watch over you tonight.
Tomorrow willing. So I will meet you here bright and early. Please, with all due haste, I do fear for his life. And he will.
We will find him. We will.
Thank you. And he nods at each of you and he makes his way out through the front of the yawning portal. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
So, can I do one thing before we end this?
You
really
sure
quick?
can.
So, based on the knowledge that the paper birds aren't super rare or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write. I'll just tell you two later. You can wrap up.
No, go for it. I'm here for you guys. It's fun for me.
Okay. I'm gonna write fairy dragon on the paper and try to send it to Ixen.
Huh.
You could have some time to figure out what happens.
You bet. As you hurry off to the side of a corner and start scribbling on it, that's where we will close the scene out for the evening. But just before you guys go to bed. But I will let you know what happens before that on the next session. And then everyone, congratulations on level 2.
Yay!
Yeah.
So if everyone actually wants to, feel free to go ahead and roll your hit dice now. or we can do it at the beginning of next session. It's your choice.
I'm down to do it now.
Alrighty. So for Tizio, I believe you're a D8, right?
Yeah, and I apologize. 'Cause I've only I'm still kind of newish to Roll20, and I've only been like a DM for it.
Yeah.
For a group. How like do we just
So
hit the gear icon and there's
yeah,
something there for it, correct?
well, so for leveling up your character sheet, so like I'll click on yours. So if we open up your character sheet, yeah, so you're looking right at the right page. So you click on the gear icon, and then right towards the bottom right corner, it says launch level plus character mancer. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I clicked it.
Yeah.
Here.
So once you click on that, then it's going to have you go through for updating and stuff. And there's an actual. The first thing you do is roll your hit dice, so you can actually click on that and roll, and it'll automatically add for you, like Talon did, which he got a 5. Nice. If you get a 1, re-roll the 1, by the way, because that shit sucks.
I may have to do this.
If you want to do it later, that's fine.
No, the reason is because I'm doing the artificer. The stuff isn't on here. I have to import
yes,
everything
right.
manually.
But your hit die are in D8, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, you can just roll D8 on the chat if you want, and then we'll add your Constitution modifier, and I'll work with you to update everything. I know I don't have the crap.
Oh, there's so many good spells to take. This is cruel. Every
Nice.
time I level up.
Yeah, lots of choices.
Can you say where again that the character mancer was?
Oh yeah, so on the character sheet, right on the right side of spells is a little cog. And then you click on the cog and then scroll down, and then it says there are 2 boxes. It's got like a mace and a pick or something. And it says launch level plus character
Okay, I
mancer.
see it.
So it'll be the 6 plus con, correct?
Yes, it's 6 plus your Constitution, which is what, 2 for you, I think. I don't want to click on your sheets because it'll mess up what you guys are looking at. So
Plus, but
oh,
yes.
there you go. So yeah, so you'll increase by 7 hit points. Nice. And then with leveling up, you guys normally we try to do it at the end of sessions when you get to milestones, so you guys will be fully restored on spells, hit points, stuff. So 100% start of the next show.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, if it was a 1, you would have got another reroll, man. That sucks. Oof. I'm sorry.
Wait, is that the
Wait,
like
does
it's
that
not
mean
a
I
1
have more
plus
hit points
1,
than him?
correct?
I'm sorry.
No, Roll20 doesn't put the con modifier in that. It does it other places.
Oh, so it'll be the 2, and then he has to add his con.
It does it
himself.
automatically. But
Yeah. So he didn't roll a 1 plus 1. He just rolled a 2 on his D10.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't have a plus anything to con.
Well, he does. It just the character mancer does it automatically. Yours is going to be different because we have to do it manually for all your stuff.
Oh,
But-
well, I'm just because like on the chat thing it shows as a 2, so I wasn't sure if like he rolled an actual 2 and he gets a +0, or if he rolled a 1 and he gets a +1.
No. So when you're rolling for HP like that, it just rolls the straight die, whatever you're rolling, and then the character mancer automatically adds the Constitution stuff.
Gotcha. I
Wait, so
tried Clemarian.
I get my wizard level plus int modifier, right? For prepared.
Correct. You get Wiz plus mod. It's half of your wizard level plus mod. I'll double check. I think you're supposed to have at least, because your mod's +4, right?
Yeah, it's
So you should have 6 prepared spells, I believe. Let me double check.
that's-
Equal to your intelligence plus your wizard level. So yes, so 6.
oh,
Cool stuff. So, yeah, good job, everybody. Sorry that took a little bit longer, I guess. I guess we'll just have to work out how we interact between stuff, because you guys tell me how you feel like about it. Am I not giving enough guidance in the right direction? Because I'm trying to let you guys freeform how you want to do it.
no, I'm having fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun. I don't think I'm being like railrolled or anything like that.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate the feedback. I just want to make it as entertaining for you guys as possible. I know it's a little short today because there's only 3 of you and there's supposed to be 5 total, but hopefully Perry will come back and we'll have to. I don't know if you guys know anybody. Let me know who's might be interested. If you think they'll have fun and work well with everybody.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I
Also,
will-
we really need to buy more of those birds.
Hey, they're a clever tool.
Yeah, I already thought of a great tool for them, but
I wasn't
besides
expecting.
for what I did.
Yeah, what you just did, I was not expecting. So, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact, take an inspiration die for that. So you'll get a DM inspiration for the next session. Because that was awesome.
I was gonna DM it to you, but then I figured I would just throw it at the end of the session.
No, that's freaking awesome the way you did that. So yeah, so you will have a DM inspiration die for the next session. So anytime you want to use it, you can get a reroll on any, or no, it's advantage. You get advantage on anything that you want to do at one time. So just make sure you mark that for yourself. Again, if you guys need to know what you guys had, it was the 4 oil paintings. And it was 15 bars, 10 pounds each.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
them.
yeah, I believe they were 50.
50 GP.
50 gold each, right? So you're looking at, I believe that's 500 gold. I gotta double check.
It'd be a 15 times 50 is like
Well,
500 plus 250.
yeah. So let me double check the price.
So
on that.
750
This-
gold.
Summer. That's a lot for double. I'm
I
just saying.
mean,
Let me
based
reread
off
it.
of
Let me reread
no,
it.
like I'm
If
not.
if we decide to keep it, that is.
True.
So I've played in What do you mean decide to keep it? Do you understand how expensive it is to be a wizard?
Let's
I mean,
see.
if you don't want your share, but like, I need that stuff.
Okay, so it says 15 10-pound silver trade bars, black from corrosion, but still worth 50 gold apiece. Yeah, you guys just got like 750 gold.
So all I'm gonna say is that Wizards is really fast and loose with their money. If that was a Wizards generated loot, because I've only played the beginning of Storm King, but there's this one bounty that pays like 5,000 gold or something to like level 3 adventurers. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy. I mean, hey, I'm not against it. If you guys earn money, you guys earn money. I just wanted to make sure I gave you guys the right quantity and price. So,
Yeah, I might be able to
but-
afford a backup spellbook.
hell yeah, and paper and ink and everything to go with it. And plus, I mean, you guys are in Waterdeep. It's a place known for spending. You guys don't know how much the oil paintings are. You'll have to get them appraised.
Hopefully they're not famously missing.
You'll have to
Yeah,
get them.
that's-
You'll have to get them
That's
appraised.
That's my fear of that these things, belong to a powerful person.
That is highly possible. You don't know. But we will find out.
Oh, I got the conjuration thing.
You got the
Hell yeah.
conjuration thing?
I need to walk through a store and look at all the things that could be useful.
I feel like you're talking, but the sentences don't make sense to me. Oh, yes.
Anything I've seen, if it's non-magical and weighs less than 10 pounds.
Yes.
Although it doesn't like, it wouldn't make me a jar of oil I can use. It's just like,
You know what? That's a great question. Let's see. Use your action to make an inanimate object. No, so you can't make like a pot with contents. You can make a pot.
yeah.
And yeah, if you were to try to make like a slick of oil or something, I would say you might be able to make like a small amount of oil.
So
But-
no larger than 3 feet. So it's essentially like nothing.
I mean, 3
Like,
feet
I mean,
of oil
that can
is
be
a lot.
pretty big. Well, yeah, but like for oil, I would assume it's less. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
that's pretty broken.
Yeah.
I'm
I,
thinking more of it as like temporary thieves' tools.
exactly, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, if Tizio's thieves' tools were to break for some godly reason, you also Perry can do that as well. I believe once he hits a certain level, he can magically forge a simple tool, a simple artisan tool.
Yeah, I'm the artificer's the same way.
Yeah,
At a
so
certain level.
you
Or if
guys,
we're really poor, something that weighs 10 pounds but is extremely valuable.
Right. I mean, you could attempt to pawn something off like that.
Yeah, it wouldn't end well in the long term.
You can definitely attempt to sell
For
off
the
a
buyer.
visibly magical radiating diamond. Yes.
Well, it has to be non-magical. Oh, but it would.
it
okay,
make
I get what
it's
you
like,
mean.
yeah, you're
it
making like a
gives
little
off,
exactly
gives off conjuration.
exactly like
Yeah, that would end
visibly.
well.
But yeah, like go ahead.
No, go ahead. Mine is
Oh,
kind of
no, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, you could totally say like this is a rare magical egg from Chult. But I mean, what you do with it is your choice, and I will adjust accordingly.
I just didn't realize I got that. Like I knew there was. Yeah, I forgot about that one. It's been a while since I looked at Conjuration Wizard.
It's a fun spell to have.
What I was gonna ask, we haven't gotten to that point yet, but I guess for reference, for health potions, are we doing like normal rules, or are the like the crit roll rules for it?
As a bonus
still have
action.
to attempt to
Oh,
do that.
okay. So campaign 1 of Critical Role allowed potions as a bonus action.
Correct. Yeah.
You guys are a party of 5 with multiple sources of healing. It is an action to drink a potion.
Which means you should
Alright.
never drink it in combat, and if I do, I'll hurt you.
Well, I mean, if you want to take your action to
was-
drink a potion, I mean,
That's
you
what
do
I-
what you got to do.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
but
what if you
like-
have to? Yeah.
It's almost never better, as long as you have other healers up.
Yeah, I mean, because the druid has healing abilities, Tizio has healing abilities, and Perry is the healer. So you
If
guys
you're trying to,
have
like,
options, and lay of hands on Calarian too. who
Yeah, I
he's
mean, if you're
making stuff up.
strategizing in D&D, you should almost never heal during combat until you're about to go down.
Yeah, exactly. Or the
Action
person's
economy.
already. Well, it's probably
Yeah,
better
no,
just
that's-
once
that's
they
what
are
I
down.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's really, especially if somebody's already down.
Exactly.
Because rarely can you out heal the damage that's being done to you, so it's better to try to take them off the field.
Very true. All right, I will end the stream there. So for everyone watching, have a good night. Thank you for watching.